Alrighty then. I think we're good to go. Whoa! Sorry, the audio got really weird for me for a second. Anyways, hello everyone. My name's Caden and welcome back to more Steins. Last time, we had a lot of experimenting with the foam wave and have noticed quite a couple changes. For one, Lukaku's a girl now, like biologically. So apparently our previous experiment where we told his mother to eat more vegetables, and now, yeah, it worked for her. So now we did something for Ferris, which has now turned Akiba into back to an electric area. And yeah, I'm starting to get scared. But now we're gonna be figuring out how to do a time leap machine where we can send memories back to the past. And we just got the parts for it. So yeah, AKA I'm terrified. By the way, Mayuri, have you not been working recently?
Working? You mean at the mine?
Of course, May Queen plus Neon Square doesn't exist in the current wholesome Akiba.
Kamiwa's coming up, so I'm taking a few days off. I got costumes to make.
How many costumes are you making this year?
3. One for Kaie-chan, one for Fubuki-chan, and then there's one for Luka-chan.
I wonder if Lukaku's still refusing to wear it. You're not to blame. I mean, however cute he looks, he's still just... Wait. No, wait. That was before we sent the email. Now Lukaku's a girl, I guess. How confusing.
It's Moeka-san.
Oh, Moeka. What? Moeka. I look where Mayuri's pointing and see Moeka squatting by the staircase, staring hard at her cell phone. She looks more tired than the last time I saw her. There are bags under her eyes and her hair is frayed. The intensity of her expression makes me hesitate to call out to her. She'll probably just ignore me like before. Moeka. On the other hand, she is a lab mem, and I can't just ignore her. Hey, Finger, why the long face, eh?
Moeka-san, what are you doing here?
Moeka doesn't look up. Yep. She mutters something that I can't make out. Hey, are you listening? If you have a problem, then sane mad scientist Hyun Hyoma will gladly assist. But be warned, by the time I'm through, Akiba will be an ocean of blood. Moeka suddenly jerks upright as if poked with an electric prod. What? She lifts her head and stares at me with wide eyes, then jumps to her feet and walks right up to me. This is the first time I've seen Moeka express such emotion. What is it? What's wrong? Moeka? She doesn't speak. That hasn't changed. Instead, she looks down and starts typing on her phone. I guess I should write for mail. Preempt. No. Yep, as expected. Alright. What happened to the time machine, Moeka? What do you mean, what happened? Alright. Are you still using it? Did you figure out how it works? Kinda? Not... We don't fully understand it yet. We're in the middle of upgrading it.
It's amazing. This time we might be able to even time leap.
Whoopsie daisy. Nope. Hold on. What's a time leap? Tell me more. Don't write anything about it, otherwise we'll have to expel you from the lab. Moeka shakes her head violently. Guess she won't write an article. Our hacking of CERN has uncovered a new possibility for the foam wave, names subject to change. It's a form of time travel made possible by borrowing CERN's equipment. This discovery will begin a new age of human civilization. No longer will you men be slaves to time. Any future you desire can be yours. And history will record that we, the Future Gadget Laboratory, changed the world forever.
Ocarine, that was really confusing. You lost Mayushi.
Don't worry, Mayushi. How can you not be moved by my speech? I'm talking about becoming legends here. Moeka bites her lip and types out a mail in irritation. Then she grabs my arm and digs in her fingernails. It hurts. Unhand me! But Moeka does not listen. What? What's a time leap?
Time leap!
The time leap is a way to send your memories to the past. We found a way to make that possible. Soon we will complete the machine and become the undisputed lords of time.
Ocarine came up with the idea and Christian told us how to do it. Darakun's helping and Mayushi and Ocarine are shopping.
Moeka suddenly releases me. Her eyes are blank, unfocused. What's going on with Moeka? She's acting really strange recently. Ever since we did her thing, where we changed her reality to where she wasn't really officially, or she never really joined the lab officially, where we changed it so that she wouldn't get a different phone, she's been acting strange. She's become like more obsessive with the phone or with the time stuff, as well as with the IBN 5100. She squats down on the spot just as we found her. She seems entirely drained of energy and will.
Are you okay, Moeka-san? Do you feel sick?
Moeka. That's amazing. You've made a real breakthrough. Congratulations. When will it be finished? Can't be sure. There's still several problems remaining. If they don't give us too much trouble, I guess we'll have it done in a week. On the other hand, we can't do anything until they're solved. Everything is the choice of Steins Gate. I have faith there exists a path to success. And once the doors open, the chaos for which I have so long longed shall at last descend upon the earth. Trumpets will sound from the highest heaven, and the final battle, Ragnarok, will begin.
Who are you fighting, Ocarine?
The sky! No, the organization, of course. Their rule must end once and for all.
Wow, don't do anything dangerous, okay?
Why does Mayuri insist on worrying about me? Oh? Moeka's lips curve into a smile. I think that's the first time we've heard her have that kind of emotion. Moeka, you're kind of scaring me, I'm gonna be real. She rises to her feet unsteadily, then staggers off into the crowd. It's like she's forgotten about us completely. Mayuri and I can only watch her go. There's an indescribable aura about her that holds us back. Is she going insane? Why? Why does it seem like she's going insane? Why would not getting a certain phone change her that much? What else happened?
What do you think is wrong with Moeka-san?
I've noticed she was kind of strange ever since I met her, but this? Maybe she's an escaped mental patient or something. Not that her insanity could possibly compare to mine. For I desire nothing less than total and absolute chaos.
No, Okarine's acting weird. Mayushi's worried.
Mayushi looks scared, so I cease my maniacal laughter in a few minutes earlier than planned. Fine. Afterwards, Mayuri and I go our separate ways. She apparently has to deliver a costume to her friend Fubuki. When I return to the lab with my spoils of war, something surprising, though not too surprising come to think of it, catches my eye. Hey! Karisu is on the computer. As soon as she notices I've returned, she quickly closes the window on the screen. What are you looking at?
Hey, think you could knock?
ノックぐらいしてよ。
ここはお前の
This isn't your room. Besides, I'd have to be a fool to knock. There could be assassins lying in ambush.
敵が待ち伏せしてるかもって考えるバカこそどこにいる？
Anyway, Christina, what were you looking at just now? I already know the answer, of course. I caught a glimpse of the screen before she closed it. I was doing research. Looks like she plans to continue this charade. Was she on the channel? I drop my bag and go to the computer. Stay back! I slip back Karisu's blocking arms and restore the minimized window. Let's see, Karisu. Yep, that's not surprising. Let's see what we have here. Wasting our time with achievements. Do you think this is a fucking game? More the Committee of 300. Isn't that just some bullshit some conspiracy theorist made up? It's a different story if they had some evidence, but all they did was just lump every conspiracy together. It's such a trini bullshit, it's unreal. Oh, hey Rockstar, welcome back. I want FES to drool into my eye until I faint. Seriously, reply, truth or here. Look, the media released some of the culprits' photo portraits, and about half of them are confirmed to be living normal lives in other countries, meaning the culprits were using fake passports. So just who were the people on the planes then? By the way, that really blank. So, Karisu, you want to explain? Not like you need to. I think it's been kind of obvious this whole time. Got a problem? No, not really. I just don't understand exactly why you kind of keep it hidden. Hey, what's with us? What's with that? This is awful waffle laughter. Have no fear, Christina. Or should I call you @Chandler Chris? Don't call me that. Yeah, I already knew. That's right. I realized long ago that you were an @Chandler. Not like you were doing a very good job at keeping it hidden. You can't hide it from me. You reek of @Channel corruption.
How rude. Make sure to apply light perfume every day.
Fool, that's not what I meant. I'm talking about the scent of your soul.
My soul? What's that supposed to mean? Explain.
Why? So you can learn how to hide it.
Shut up. Just explain already.
It just means that you act in a way that's obvious. There's nothing to explain. You use @Channel memes in conversation. I'd have to be stupid not to notice. I'm about to say, it's just the way that you talk.
Feels bad, man.
Bruh. That's an @Channel meme too. You don't... Karisu, you're not doing a very good job at this. Your soul is tainted with the essence of @Channel. You cannot hide it. Not in such close proximity to another who uses @Channel memes in actual conversation. Your souls resonate.
That's it. It's all Hashida's fault.
But it's cute how you try to hide it @Chandler Chris.
Don't call me that.
She glares at me hard. If looks could kill. She has no sense of humor at all. I should be more careful in the future. But I don't understand. You were raised in America. How are you so familiar with @Channel?
You can browse @Channel from America. Need I say more?
Aha, I get it. Living in an English-only environment made you hungry for Japanese. But did you have to resort to the @Channel? I mean, if you believe the pseudo-intellectuals in the media, browsing @Channel is like reading scribbles on the bathroom wall.
Sure, it's not the friendliest place, but I couldn't find anywhere that felt more Japanese. And anyway, can I ask you a favor?
What is it? Karisu turns away and mumbles something. Her voice is so low I can't make it out. If you have something to say, then say it. Karisu turns bright red, but her sullen expression doesn't change.
Don't tell anyone else about this.
What difference does it make? Dara's the most hardcore ad channeler who's ever lived, and Mayuri's an otaku too. Even I browse ad channel regularly. How about say, you're probably living in the space that's gonna judge you the least of out here, considering everyone else here uses it. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Just boldly write hobbies browsing ad channel on your resume. Not a chance, you idiot. What? You mean you rather post anchors on VIP? What? Anchor to link to a specific post on a message board, usually as a reply. On ad channel, this is done by typing that post number. Sometimes people engage in anchor play, a game where a poster leaves a decision to whomever posts with the indicate post number, usually chosen 20 to 30 posts beforehand. For example, this 1000 gets to name my firstborn. Cool. Ad Channel's Newsflash VIP board, although ostensibly for the discussion of news stories, it is currently dominated by idle chat threads. Nice. I hate myself for understanding those words. Well, whatever. If it will help you focus on the time machine, I'll keep your secret for now. Besides, it's just a matter of time before you make another mistake and reveal your true colors. You don't have to worry about me. Remember that I represent my entire laboratory when we presented our research, even though there were men twice my age on the project. Kurisu, how many people have you exposed? I'm an expert at dealing with people. I'll have no trouble keeping it a secret. Nolpo. Nolpo? An old at-channel term, first seen on the programming board in 2003, Nolpo is short for null pointer exception, which is an error seen in Java programming language. When someone announces Nolpo, the correct response is to smack them on the head and say ga. What? No! Kurisu's face gets even redder, and then she falls to her hands and knees in defeat. Fours. An ideograph depicting a person on all fours. O is the head, and R is the arms and torso, and Z is the feet. Typically used to express despair, dejection, or frustration. There's no set way to pronounce it, or people may announce it as orts, ors, or orse. I guess I can actually see it when you say as O is the head, R is the... Yeah, I can see it actually. Huh. Interesting. Just as I thought, at channel is in her blood and bones. She doesn't have a prayer. Well, that was silly. As night fell, we tried to activate the phone wave names exchange again, but as expected, the discharge did not occur. Hello, Mayuri. Mayuri is at her sewing machine, putting some finishing touches on a costume. She got back earlier this evening, after delivering a different costume to her friend Fubuki-chan. She's been working on this costume ever since. Come to think of it, she usually heads home around 7 or 8, but today she's still hard at work. Mayuri, go home before it gets too late. Your parents will worry.
It's okay. I'm gonna stay the night.
Really? She's never done that before.
Yep, I already told Mom and Dad.
Are you staying to work on your costume?
It won't be done in time for comic, Ma, if I don't.
I'm surprised your parents let you stay. I've met her parents at any number of times. They're as ditzy as Mayuri. But still, I don't think they'd appreciate their underage daughter staying overnight in this dirty lab. It must be my overwhelming charisma. No, wait, that makes me sound like a good person, so that can't be it. Of course! Mayuri's parents are so afraid of my saying that they sent me their only daughter as a hostage. Reported. Kurisu calls out from the development room. She's been tinkering with the phone wave name substitute, but I guess she was listening. What would you do if I called the cops on you? I unleash my right arm on traitors, Christina. Yeah, Chunibyo, whatever.
I told Mom and Dad that Christian would be here. Then they said okay.
Wait, so I have to say too? Well, evidently you do, so... you don't even get to blame me this time. You have to blame her.
Yep. Don't you have to work on the phone wave?
電話レンジちゃんの改良で
You genius,
大変
Mayuri.
なんでしょ
Forcing her to stay.
まあそうだけど
I guess, but I don't relish the thought of spending the night here. At least not with a certain somebody around.
主に誰かさんの
Where
せ
do you want me
いで
to go? Freaking the fridge?
環境というのは
Environment matters, Christina. This is a place of science and research, so you should have no trouble concentrating in your work. Trust the great Hewing Kyoma.
ソースはこの高温強化
Whoops. Ferris, is Mayushi okay? Tell her to have fun at Kamima for me. I don't think I can go to see her, Nyan. I just don't have the energy, Nyan. I'm completely burned out. I can hear a voice shouting, "Get up, Joe, Nyan. Somebody save me. The world's collapsing." That's not like you. Pull yourself together. I need your help finding the IBM 5100. What happened? Is the organization attacking? You're messing with you. Oh. You're messing with me again, aren't you? Stop making me worry. Stop it. Also, it may surprise you to learn that I have equipped this lab with a system that stimulates brain function. Its name is coffee. So if you were wondering why where my incredible genius comes from, now you know. It's because I sleep in this room every night.
脳内物質
The
を活性
stimulation
化させる
system
シ
of
ステムっ
yours,
て
I assume it's been dumping toxic
一
waste into
体
your,
何
in
を
your
垂れ
brain.
流してるんだ
You sound like an environmentalist, zombie.
Mayushi knows. You're talking about that, right?
きっとあれじゃないかな
Coffee.
ほら
Kurisu comes out of the development room to check what Mayuri's pointing at. Coffee?
これって
This air freshener?
芳香剤
頭の良く
Ocarine said the smell makes you smarter. He bought it at Akiba. Oh.
秋葉
When
王
was
で
that?
買ってきた
半年ほど前だな
About 6 months ago. It was on sale for
値段は
500 yen.
500円とお得だった
岡部の話って
I'm starting to think even you
本当
don't
に
believe the
信じ
stuff
る
you
に
say.
値しないわね
Shut up.
しかもこれ
And besides,
中の
this air
薬
freshener
剤
is
は
empty.
もう空っぽになってるし
Yeah, when I went to buy replacement packs, they had already stopped selling them.
まあいいわ
Well, whatever.
どっち
I'll
にしろ
plan to stay either
私
way.
も泊まる
I'll
つも
join
り
you,
だったし
Mayuri-san.
まゆりさん
Really? That's great.
ただし
On one condition.
Okabe
Okabe,
will
Where am I
Koto.
supposed to go? Me? Leave? I practically live here. This lab was promised to me by Steins Gate. It's the dwelling place of my
シュ
soul.
タインズゲートの選択により示された
女子二人が泊
We
まる
girls
っ
are
て言っ
staying
て
here
るんだから
overnight, so you filthy boys
うざい
need to show
男子は
respect.
自重
Your
して
home
く
isn't
れない
even
と
far from here,
それ
right?
にあんた
オカリンは
Ocarine lives close to Mayushi in Ikebukuro.
池袋
電車で30
Why,
分
that's
も
less
か
than
からな
30
いじゃ
minutes
な
by
い
train. Anyway,
どう
I'm
せ
not
今日は
gonna
徹
need
夜
your
で
help
手伝っ
tonight,
て
so
もら
just go
う
home
こ
like a
とは
good
な
boy,
いんだか
okay?
ら大人
だが断る
But I refuse.
まさか
Are you
私た
playing
ち
the
を襲う
left
つもり
us?
か
黙れ
Shut up,
伝部に
Mongolian
猛反が残る
spot.
少女めが
残ってな
I
い
don't have a Mongolian spot.
Ano na?
When did you see my butt
前にもそれ
anyway?
言われたが
年下の女子
Can't leave two young girls here alone. Minors need
俺は
guardians.
能天気ではない
オカリンも見
The
せ
Ocarine's a minor too.
あと1年半の
I'll be
世界
20 in
一成人だ
less than a year and a half. In other words, Steins Gate has decided that I'm
シュタイン
adult.
ズゲートの選択的に言えば成人だということ
Dara.
いや
I'm pretty
そ
sure
れ
that
は
makes you a
つま
minor
り
just like
未
us.
成年だろ
クリスちゃんクリスちゃん
Christian, I don't think Ocarine would do anything bad.
マユスだってね
I mean, we've been together for more than 10 years and he hasn't...
Stop it.
でも
Uh,
人質
But
にされ
he
たこ
took
と
you
はあるんで
hostage,
しょ
didn't he? Yep, actually I'm still his hostage.
I still don't fully I don't know what Mayuri thinks being a hostage means.
強制退出
We
さ
should
せる
kick
べ
him
き
out of the
ね
room.
I sigh deeply and place a hand on my forehead.
あまり俺を失望
You
させる
disappoint me, Christina. This lab is a place of science. We are above such petty concerns as sex. If you must speak of these vulgarities, then I'll have to ask you and your Mongolian spot to leave. Looks like that was enough to convince Kurisu. She gives me a fine gesture as she returns to the development room. I managed to keep my home. Ah, so Christina really does have a birthmark on her butt. I feel like I'm about to get smacked. No! I thought I was about to get smacked. After working on the phone wave names that had changed for about an hour, I head to a convenience store to buy dinner. Daro hasn't shown his face at all today. He must be busy with that part-time job. I still don't know what he's doing exactly. It's probably something that utilizes his super hacker skills. I just hope he steers clear of the law. While walking, I skim @channel on my phone. Tider hasn't shown up lately. I think it's been a week since his last appearance. I've been reluctant to contact him ever since he called me the Messiah in his last email. That was about the same time he stopped posting too. Now @channel's dozens are busy slandering Tider. The majority opinion is that he ran away. I wonder where Tider went. I tried emailing him the other day, but he hasn't replied. His disappearance is especially worrying now that I think he might be Suzuha's dad. I need to contact him somehow. Is there any way I can do it right now? No. There wouldn't be any other way then. Just then, a mail arrives. What? You know too much. It feels as if a cold hand stroked my spine. Oh. Okay, so first we had Jellyman, and now we had Jello. And now we have baby doll head with blood. I hug myself, shuddering at the sight. I delete the email immediately. It's happening again. It's bad. Really bad. This is a threat. Is it sent by the organization? By CERN? Does CERN know what we've been doing? Should I report to the police? Wait, I can't. I just deleted it. And in any case, a picture alone probably isn't enough to get the police involved. Shit. Still, maybe I should talk to someone. But who? They're the girls. I can't worry them with this. I'm the adult here after all. What about Moeka? No, she may be a lab man, but she's been acting weird lately. Even if I tell her about this, she won't be any use. Suzuha has her father to worry about. I guess that leaves Daru. I need to find out whether CERN has discovered our hacking. What would CERN do if they did find out, I wonder? They wouldn't have us killed, would they? Despite my efforts to convince myself that this is just a prank, my feet hurry me back to the lab. Guys? I burst into the lab gasping for air and quickly locked the door behind me. Finally, I can catch my breath. But just then, I realize that something's wrong. My Yuri and Karisu aren't here. Did they go home? Guys? No, their bags are still here. The lights are still on. The door... When I entered just now, it was unlocked. Would they be so careless? The memory of that threatening email fills me with fear. Don't tell me. Were they kidnapped? Please don't. Who took them? The organization. CERN? And then I hear a noise. Is that the shower? The lab has a shower inside the dressing room. There's no bath. We can't afford such luxuries, and it's too small to fit more than one person inside. Now I hear the sound of water running. I recall a famous scene from Hitchcock's Psycho. No. Fresh blood mixing into the water and flowing down the drain. Corpses of two girls sprawled out naked on the tile. The second those images flash in my head, I slam open the door to the shower room. Don't do this! Is everyone okay? No, get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! You're still alive! Get out! Get out! Get out! I dodged a bar of soap aimed at my face and quickly flee the dressing room. Well, I suppose that was all my fault. Gosh dang it. Game. Such a fan scene, it really is. I can't regret this. I'll never forgive you. Damn it, it was just a small misunderstanding. It was a misinput. It was a misinput, calm down. I mean, why the hell did they decide to take a shower together when they knew I was coming right back? It's like they want... whatever. Karisu especially. After all that talk about not wanting to spend the night with me around... Oh, she sure dropped her guard awfully fast. It was like it was me who walked in on them. What if it had been the organization? They need to get serious. We're fighting for our lives here. Stop it! No! Do not flash! Anyway, how much longer are they going to shower? Probably twice as long after what just happened. Looking at the clock, it's already been more than 15 minutes since I got back. They were yelling at me a few minutes ago, but now I hear laughter and happy squeals coming from the shower room. Sounds like they're having a good time. They get along almost like sisters. No. No. They're checking out each other, aren't they? Stop it! No! I put my phone to my ear. It's me. We have a problem. I'm under attack from the... I'm under attack from the Mongolian spawn Ditzy sisters. They're going directly after my sanity. A bold move against the insane mad scientist Hugh and Kyoma. Stop it! No! This is just the strongest offensive I've ever encountered so far. I realize that now that vulnerability itself can be a powerful weapon. They're pulling out all the stops, and I don't think... Stop! No! No! This is truly the will of Steins Gate. Stop! I put away my phone. I need some air. 2 days have passed since Karisu and Mayuri came to stay. During that time, Daru and I have done our best to support Karisu's work on the phone wave named Subject to Change. According to Daru, it should be easy to use the LHC to generate black holes for our use. The black holes form at the proton collision point, where the lifter is installed, and exist for only a few seconds before evaporating. During those few seconds, CERN throws us a human into the singularity. We'll use those few seconds too. The gravity of the black hole compresses matter into infinite density. CERN uses the lifter to keep the compression under control, but we don't want that. We're going to dial CERN's lifter down, not so much that it endangers the world, of course, but enough to compress our memory data to under 36 bytes. Daru's been coding the necessary program. As for me, I've been searching for our lifter, the unknown device that pumps electrons into the foam wave named Subject to Change, and keeps our black hole open. Can I also just say, this version of the main theme that plays during the title screen is amazing? What the... Karisu couldn't find anything that could serve as a lifter inside the microwave, so it must be something on the outside. We're not sure what that could be, so far we have no idea where to start looking. Yesterday I consulted Daru about that threatening email, but Daru insisted that there's no way CERN could have discovered his hacking yet. Of course, I had to make doubly sure we couldn't have been tracked. His test came back clean. I don't doubt that Daru's probably right, that we probably couldn't be tracked that way. What I'm starting to wonder is, what if there's a rat? What if one of the lab mems are somehow... I'm wondering if maybe one of the lab mems might be leaking something. I understand he's confident in his skills, and I trust him. If Daru says they haven't found out, then they haven't. But somehow, knowing that does not ease my anxiety. I trust Daru. It's Friday, and although we still haven't solved the lifter problem, Karisu is just about done with the time leak machine. Lukaku, have you gone to any festivals or fireworks shows this summer? Maybe you have plans to go with Mayuri-chan later. P.S. I did 22 practice swings with Samidare. Oh! Lukaku still does her practice swings with Samidare, despite the huge change of her reality. No, too crowded. I'm being chased by the organization, remember? The last thing I need is a knife in the back. I don't know Mayuri's plans, but I'm pretty sure she's busy preparing for a different sort of festival soon to take place in Ariake. I think Mayuri-chan's probably got stuff going. Bro, this music, what the... Naturally, that means it's time for her to give me something else to worry about. For the final adjustments, we need to use the phone wave. Oh, God. Gay Steiner. Is that what the song's called? If so, it's great. I groan. It is called the Gay Steiner. Gotcha. I have to look that up later to listen on my own time. And have it as your ringtone. Oh yeah, I think I actually do have it. I'm pretty sure I actually already have that as the ringtone. I could have set it for text messages, but I thought it sounded too epic for text messages, so I set it to phone calls. But I'm pretty sure the phone ringtone... Oh, duh! I completely... So I did know the name, but I completely forgot it. Great. Alright, I just had to listen to that. Sorry. In other words, we have to cause the electrical discharge phenomenon. There's a risk involved. The risk is that we could change reality if we're not careful. A risk called Mr. Oh, that too. Alright. As we know, the discharge phenomenon causes the entire building to shake. Last time, Mr. Braun threatened to raise our rent if it happened again. Karisu and Daru look at me. It's up to you, Ocarine. Take care of it. In other words, you're sending me to die. Thanks, you two. Your sacrifice will allow us to complete the time leap machine. In that case, use it to make it so I don't die then. Besides, you're always the one who talks to the boss for us. Well, maybe it's time for you to put your lives on the line. How many times have I talked to Mr. Man? I can't. That girl who works there hates me. Fine. Hear this. I will not die. Like the immortal phoenix, I will return, no matter how many times it takes. With that said, I head down to handle things with Mr. Braun.
Don't die, okay?
As I pass through the lounge, Mayuri looks up from her costume to see me off. I'm a soldier going off to war. Except I'm about to become just a head in the ground. Oh, hello. When I step into the store, Mr. Braun, Zuha, and the Chipmunk are watching some comedy show on the massive 42-inch CRT. Watching TV at noon without a customer in sight. Looks like business as usual at the Braun Tube Workshop. Hello. What's up, Okabe Rintaro? I raise my hand in response to Zuha's greeting. The Chipmunk, Nai, quickly hides behind her father when she sees me. I see you're as busy as ever.
Okabe, buy CRT.
No thanks. I'm not some kind of retro TV otaku. I'd rather buy an LCD. I look around the store as I answer. Huh, I just thought of something. Ferris, when I listen to Phantasm's songs at times like these, I sink even deeper into the darkness. Join me, Kyoma. I'm sorry, wait, hang on, before I listen to that, what's that say? Give a deal the blood against the guilty. Okay. Okay. English. Alright, that's enough of that. Sounds good. Sounds good, though. So this is what you listen to when you want to sink deeper into the darkness. You know, listening to the little bit that I heard, I can see that. You have fun falling into darkness, I guess, Ferris. Huh, I just thought of something. Like CERN's Large Hadron Collider, the phone wave name subject change must have some kind of electron feed to keep the black hole open. CERN calls this feed the lifter. We still haven't figured out what that is, nor what could be acting as a substitute lifter in our time machine. Again, they mention it has to be something outside. I wonder if it's maybe something in the Braun Tube Workshop itself. What if our lifter is somewhere in the shop? Maybe it's the big CRT. I've noticed that this game has some sort of fixation on the big CRT here. Like, I'm pretty sure during that little cinematic that happens, like, during the title screen, I'm pretty sure that this big CRT in the middle here is, like, shown prominently at one point. So I wonder if it's got something to do with that large CRT there. Whatever it is must be in close proximity to the phone wave name subject exchange. Couldn't work otherwise, and the Braun Tube workshop is located directly below the lab. Could our lifter be a CRT?
You've been having a lot of girls over lately, haven't you?
Just the usual members.
As over the other day.
Is it a bad thing, Mr. Braun? Can I not have friends now?
Invite me next time, huh? I want to talk to some young girls for a change.
Mr. Braun, you're not helping yourself.
父さん
Daddy, that's dirty.
Just thank you, Nai.
No, it isn't. It's marketing. Yeah, I'm looking for new customers.
From girls that might only be in college, just entering college, potentially, age. Sure. It's not like everyone does it. It's not like they want LCD or whatever instead. Check out this scary looking guy trying desperately to explain himself to his daughter. Hilarious.
そもそもさ
What do you mean for a change? You talk to me every day.
まるで私が若く
若くはないな。
You're not young. Suo's the same age as Daru and I, which makes her older than Mayuri or Kurisu. I don't remember what age they said Daru and... Wait. I think they said... Wait. Judging based off what was said earlier, I am assuming Okabe is 19 because he said he'd be 20 in like a year and a half? He's either 19 or 18. So... meaning... Okay, whatever.
なに
Did you say something, Okabe Rentaro?
なんつった
事実だ。
Only the truth.
Hi, your father is happy as long as he has you, okay?
幸せなんだからな。
うんわか
Yep,
ってるよ
I know. But don't say dirty things anymore,
ケ
okay?
ツっぽいことは
もちろん約
It's a
束する
promise.
さ。
Then he joins Pinky's with his daughter. Aww. His Pinky's probably larger than her arm. No. Damn, Mr. Braun, you're way off character. How does a guy like him produce a daughter like that? He's so small. Nai is one of the kindest, gentlest girls I've ever met. I don't know why she's so afraid of me, though. Anyway, I came here to explain the building's about to shake. How do I avoid having my head ripped off? How many more earthquakes do you think this building can handle? That's a great thing to say to someone. No, that's way too obvious. An earthquake is coming. My magic eye, reading Steiner, has seen in the future. Escape while you still can. Yeah, that might work.
ね
Hey, did
昨日
Shina Mayuri stay over yesterday?
Why do you ask?
ああ
Yeah.
ってことは
So, Maki said Karisu stayed too.
What is your deal with her?
ああ
Yeah, they're both upstairs.
そっか
Oh,
Suzuha's hostility towards Kurisu hasn't abated. I have no idea why you have such a hostility towards Kurisu.
お前の方はどうだ。
And how are you doing?
どうだって
少しは元気
Are you feeling better?
あ
oh, yeah, I guess. The search continues.
あ
Huh?
おいバイト
What's this about, part-timer?
何の話だよ。
あ私父さん
I'm searching for my dad. I told you before,
姉ちゃん
remember?
も前話したじゃん
ああ、その
Oh,
話。
right. Go find our old man, Okabe.
探してやれ。
How am I supposed to do that in an instant, Mr. Tanuji? Why does he think he can boss me around?
無論だ。
Naturally, Suzuha is a fellow lab member.
ラボメ
Leave
ン
it
ト
to
もいるの
us.
だからな。
Suzuha looks at me with a smile that shines through the gloom filling the store.
その他メンバーにも
岡部倫太郎
Okabe Rentaro. We're the same age, but sometimes you seem a lot older.
すごく
You really know how to give people strength.
なんか
That's the first time anyone said that to
待
me.
ってく力がある
Makes me kind of happy. Oh, no! The evil mad scientist is being corrupted by kindness! Of course, I am the great Hewing Hyoma!
俺は
The chick cowers in terror as I unveil my madness. I can see tears pooling in her eyes. I guess my aura is just too powerful for a grade school girl to endure.
Okabe, next time you scare Nai, I'll kill you.
Understood. Sorry.
でもさ
Come here a sec.
Susuha takes my arm and leads me away from the Tanujis, who have gone back to watching TV.
これだけは忠
I
告
just want to
しとく
say,
けど牧瀬クリセンが
be circumspect in your dealings with Makise Kurisu.
What is your deal with her? Kurisu hasn't done anything to be... Wait. I was gonna say, there's nothing really odd about Kurisu that would strike me as to why, like, to be afraid, but there is something, actually, that I'm considering. The first time travel incident. The one where Kurisu was killed, but then we brought her back to life. What I'm wondering... No... I was gonna say... Is it possible that Suzuha could have been the killer? I don't think I believe that myself, but at the same time, there's no denying that Suzuha has some sort of hostility towards Kurisu. As for what reason, I don't know. But there's also no denying that before the timeline change, Kurisu was dead. Kurisu was just full-on dead. We saw her body on the ground. And that still doesn't answer the question of why did our first message that we sent to Daru saying, like, we hope that Kurisu is okay and that she got stabbed, why is it that that would have changed reality to keep her alive? Knowing what we know now about how the phone wave works, it would only have been that message would have only been a suggestion, but how exactly did what we write become a suggestion? What kind of strange butterfly effect path occurred to make it so that telling Daru that we hoped that Makise Kurisu was okay after being stabbed with a knife, how would that lead to her not getting stabbed? How would it lead to the satellite falling? What kind of path did the time travel take? The butterfly effect. Huh. What? Circumspect. Why can't she just say careful like a normal person? Not that I'm one to talk. This again? Aren't you just being paranoid? Suzuha shakes her head firmly.
違う
No,
これは
her
事実
perniciousness has been proven.
私はそれを存知している
Perniciousness? Is she saying Kurisu is dangerous? There's something strange about the way Suzuha is talking, and it's not just her fondness of uncommon words. There's something else. Something...
あの女の頭脳は危険
Her
すぎる
genius is a threat. At heart, she only cares about her
結局あい
experiments.
つ実験のことしか考えてないんだ
Only about her experiments. Are you serious? Suzuha's eyes are hard, and her voice is as cold as ice. I can tell that she means every word she says. Is there some kind of disconnect going here? Because the way that Suzuha is describing Kurisu feels nothing like the Kurisu we know. It gives me the same feeling as the whole, like, whenever we time travel, there's that feeling of disconnect between reality and memories. That's what this feels like. The Suzuha the Kurisu that Suzuha is mentioning sounds completely different from the Kurisu that we know. It's that same feeling of disconnect for me. So why?
君たちは利用されてるだけだよ
She's using you all.
いいあの女は
Makise Kurisu is connected to CERN.
Really? What? Is that true, though? In some aspects, I can believe that. In some aspects, I can't. One thing that I can give is that someone definitely knows, someone definitely is threatening us with the two messages of the Jello picture and the picture of the baby with blood, the baby doll head with blood. So someone obviously knows what we're doing and is threatening us. And the only way I would think is if it's not Daru being watched, then it would have to be someone on the inside. Karisu could match up with that. But at the same time, I feel like if Karisu really wanted to do something, I feel like there would have been plenty more opportunities to do it. Plus, the way that she's acting outside of the experiment stuff doesn't give me any feeling that she really doesn't care about everything else. It really does just feel like the Suzuha the person that Suzuha is describing is not the one I know. No, that's impossible. CERN is our enemy. If Daru's hacking is discovered, I have no doubt they will do everything in their power to destroy us. How can Karisu be connected to CERN? You're saying she's a spy? Suzuha nods firmly. The credit for inventing the time machine was hers. Again, Suzuha's words sound strange to my ears, but I still can't place my finger on why. Don't let your guard down. I don't believe it. I saw Karisu's anger when she learned what CERN had been doing. She called their actions betrayal of scientists everywhere. How can someone with such pure love of science be connected to CERN? You know, there is another possibility I was just thinking of, which is, what if she was connected to CERN? What if she was a member of CERN, but no longer is? What if something changed and that caused her to despise what CERN was doing? That's the only other thing I can think of. It would that would at the very least give an explanation as to why Suzuha is saying the things that she is. But if what Suzuha says is true, could she be the one who sent that threatening email? I suspected Moeka, but... what the... Suddenly the ground starts to shake. I didn't start it! We used to start the experiment. But I haven't talked to Mr. Braun yet. Damn it, it's too soon!
Okabe!
Sure enough, veins on Mr. Braun's forehead swell in response to the shaking.
How many times do I have to tell you not to shake the building? You girls are no, I ain't letting you off. No rent's going up.
Wait, Mr. Braun, this isn't our doing, it's an earthquake. I'm asking like bringing Steiner predicted this would happen.
An earthquake? You think I'll fall for that?
The shaking gets more intense, knocking over a CRT.
Run-to-chan, no!
Crap, I can't talk my way out of this one. Uh-oh.
Hey, you bastard!
Mr. Braun clearly wants me to snap my neck like a twig, but he elects to protect his Gray's treasure, the 42-inch CRT instead. Grabs the remote and switches it off, then holds the TV and hangs on for dear life. Is it over?
Looks like it.
Wait, it's over. I carefully step through the rubble and take the remote from the dazed Mr. Braun's hand. I press the red power button. The 42-inch CRT instantly comes to life. I stare at the image on the screen and smile. She's completely gone. Nai's completely behind her father. What's wrong? I've done it! I've done it! This is the lifter! So I was right, it is the big CRT. It's so obvious! Why didn't I see it before? Of course! This must be the works of Steins Gate! He chose this moment for a reason!
What the hell are you laughing about, Kabe? You're scaring my daughter. I'm raising your rent, you hear? And you're paying for that CRT.
A little silence, Mr. Braun. This is the most glorious moment! For I have just been chosen as the ruler of all space and time! Stars explode in my eyes and Mr. Braun drives his fist into the top of my head. The world spins. I struggle to get a hold of my shaken brain. You lay hands on the grave.
Got something to say?
Well then, Mr. Braun, put it on my tab. With that, I fly out of the workshop. I rub my head. Hurts like hell. Damn that, Mr. Braun. Did he really have to correct me so hard? Maybe I should report him for assault. Thanks to his brutality, I had to make a strategic retreat. Fortunately, I did not emerge empty-handed. The extra 10,000 yen a month will hurt, but in exchange, I have acquired information essential to the success of my plan. All's well that ends well.
The building just stuck. Are you okay?
Mayuri and Kurisu appear in the second-story window. Looks like you really are unkillable. I have seen the future, Christina. In 3 minutes, you will be on your knees praising my greatness. I don't think so. I run up the stairs. Here I come.
How could you miss something so obvious?
When I tell Kurisu about the 42-inch CRT downstairs, that is her first reaction. Why are you blaming me? I'm not blaming you. I'm just disappointed that nobody, including myself, noticed.
We missed the forest for the trees.
To summarize, just now, when the phone wave names up to change shook the building, the 42-inch CRT was on. But when Mr. Braun turned the TV off, the shaking stopped immediately. Ah! Oh, then that's why it doesn't work at night. It's not because of time being weird, it's because the TV's never on at night. That's why it doesn't work at night. Because why would he keep the TV on overnight? That explains why it only works during certain times. It's not to do with anything like time delay, it's to do with the fact that TV's on. The discharge was interrupted. I put a banana in just to be sure. Nothing happened.
I'm glad. We shouldn't waste food.
Nobody replies to Mayuri's off-point statement. We're busy reading about the cathode ray tubes on the internet. It doesn't take long before we find something interesting. A cathode ray tube has a component called an electron gun, which uses extreme heat and a strong electric field to accelerate electrons and turn them into a beam. Sorry, that's the wrong button. I feel like I should save. What was I looking at? Tips list. The area where an electric force has an influence. For example, rubbing a balloon and putting it close to your head makes your hair rise due to the influence of the resulting static electric field. The electron beam striking the TV screen's phosphor layer is what generates the picture. The electron gun could certainly work as a lifter. We found the answer. The electrons emitted by the 42-inch CRT are holding the phone wave's black hole open, and the discharge phenomenon is the result. If that's the case, then this also means we can now fix the phone wave to not just work at certain times. We can use it whenever, which might actually be a benefit, because now we can probably, if we can just make it so that we can do it whenever, then we can probably do it when Mr. Braun is gone and not risk angering him. So the reason we can't use the phone wave at night is because the Braun Tube Workshop's closed? The Braun Tube Workshop doesn't have especially strict business hours, but it's usually open from around 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. That matches up perfectly with my observation that the phone wave, named Subject to Change, only works between noon and 6 p.m. A few instances it hasn't worked during that time frame can be explained by the TV being off. But how can a cathode ray tube emit such a strong electron stream? It's not about having a strong electron stream. If stronger were better, someone would have solved the lifter problem long ago. I see. So it can't be too strong or too weak. It has to be perfect then. By freak coincidence, the 42-inch CRT's electron gun appears to have exactly the right level of electron discharge. That's the only explanation.
Somehow, the conditions here were perfect to create the time machine. Frankly, it's a miracle.
It really is when you think about it. No, Christina, not a miracle. This is the choice of Steins Gate. Rather than glare at me as she has so many times in the past, Karisu shoots me an exasperated smile. Whatever it is, it worked. Hey, you're finally accepting my weirdness. Great. Mayuri looks up from her costume with a question in her eyes. Speak.
What do we have to do to complete Super Fomui-chan? Now that we have found the cause, there's nothing left to hold us back. We can safely conclude that time leaping is possible when and only when that television is on.
So the question I'm wondering is, can we get into the Brawn Tube workshop when it's nighttime so that we can do it at night?
You should probably test it, right? And there's still the final check of the foam wave to do.
You're right, Okabe. What?
Go downstairs and turn that TV back on.
That's hilarious, Christina. Allow me to dub that. Mission impossible. I'm not going back down there. My head still hurts from last time. Next time, I doubt I'll make it out alive.
Whatever, just go already.
Do you want me to die? Karisu orders me with a sour look. Actually, don't answer that question. I'm scared the answer is going to be what I expect it to be. It's like I'm the assistant here.
If anyone can do it, it's you. You made an amazing discovery just now, didn't you?
Assistant mine, have you finally recognized my greatness as a mad scientist?
No.
Damn, that was harsh. Damn, you really just gotta hit hard, don't you? Jerk.
Oh, whoops. I was supposed to flower him so he'd feel like going, right?
No shit.
Yes, you're an amazing mad scientist.
It's a little late for that, don't you think? It's too late.
Anyway, now that we found the lifter, the time machine is 99% complete.
Karisu's expression suddenly turns serious, but I can see the hunger in her eyes and the flush of excitement on her cheeks. She knows that we stand on the threshold of a new age in science, and she cannot resist the lure of the unknown. She's a true scientist, no doubt about it.
It's your dream, isn't it? To invent a time machine.
A dream? I've never really thought about it that way. But she's right. My hands are shaking. Not from fear of Mr. Braun, but from excitement. I will become the undisputed Lord of Time. With that power, I will shatter the system and chaos will rule the...
Okabe.
Karisu interrupts my speech.
I wasn't asking you and Kyoba. I was asking Okabe.
Ugh. She spears me with her gaze. I meet it head on. After a few moments, I feel my mouth curve into a smile. I'll do it. Leave it to me. With that, I head downstairs. A cracked skull and an empty wallet are a small price to pay for science. Karisu and Daru send me off with applause for some reason. Maria is the only one who looks worried, but I pat her head in reassurance. I only ask that you guys pay for my coffin if I don't make it out of here. When I get downstairs, Suzuha and the chipmunk are sitting on side by side on the bench outside. What's up? Naya gives me a quick bow, then hides behind Suzuha.
Yeah, speaking upstairs put the boss in a bad mood. Naya and I are weighing it out.
You and Mayuri-chan don't go places together. You're both lab members, and I heard you were child friends, so I thought... I'm sorry if I misunderstood. I did 30 practice swings with Samidari today. Damn, now I really don't want to go in there. I go in there, I start hearing the Left 4 Dead 2 tank music's playing. No, 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 no.
Are you okay? Dad hit you pretty hard.
I'll have you know that my brain is far more valuable than the Mona Lisa. Your father may have set humanity back 100 years by wiping out my brain cells.
Such a regrettable loss.
Suzuha claps her hands in solemn prayer. I'm not dead, just my brain cells.
ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry.
お父さん
I
が
did something bad.
Chipmunk, what a gentle heart you have. I can't believe she's Mr. Braun's daughter. I suppose I share some of the blame. Your father and I are even. Nai smiles slightly at my words of comfort. Now then, part-time warrior, I have a request of you. I need you to distract Mr. Braun for about 5 seconds. Zua's eyes start to shine.
色仕掛け
He means seduce him?
No. She flexes her bicep for some reason. No.
触ってみ
Go on, touch it.
What? Where are you? What? Where'd you? What? I feel like I'm getting stuck in a feedback loop of my own confusion. What? How'd you get here? She insists, so I poke it. It's just as hard as her confidence suggests. She's probably stronger than me. May I ask the point of this instance? But I don't understand what flexing has to do with seduction. Is Mr. Braun attracted to muscles? What? Nobody said anything about seduction. It doesn't matter how you do it.
それぐらいできなきゃ
I'm not much of a worry if I can't handle that. Besides, you said you'd help me search for my father, right? I'm only returning the favor.
一緒に
I see. Then I leave it in your capable hands.
オーキードー
Okie
キー
dokie.
鈴葉お姉ちゃん
Zua, don't be mean to Dad, you
お父
okay?
さんをいじめない
Don't worry, I won't be mean.
Indeed. I wanted to complain that he's the one being mean, but I just said we were even, so I refrain. Plus, I don't want to upset the child.
Wait here, Nai.
The chipmunk nods. When we enter the store, we find Mr. Braun cleaning up the pieces of a broken CRT. When our eyes meet, another vein pops on his forehead. Dun dun dun. I just said dun dun dun. No, no.
If you came to apologize, I'll listen, but your rent's going up, understand?
I'm sorry about what happened. I overreacted. As a token of apology, my lab's representative, Amane Suzuha, would like to present you with a gift.
店長
Boss, get
脱
ready.
獄せよ
With a vigorous shout, which in no way seems appropriate for seduction, Suzuha whips off her What are you doing?
Yeah!
What are you doing? Throws it in Mr. Braun's face. I'm going to die. No. No, wait, it's a tank top. Tight. Yasuo shows no signs of embarrassment as she rushes Mr. Braun. He lives behind him, grabs her coat, and pulls it tight against his face. You're going to choke him out?
岡部倫太郎今だ
Now's your chance.
Now, wait just a second. Is this your idea of seduction or assassination? Look, you're trying to suffocate him.
早く
Hurry!
Mr. Braun flails his arm, trying to escape Suzuha's restraint. If this doesn't get me kicked out... There's a huge difference in strength between the two. It's only a matter of time before he shakes Suzuha off. Well done, warrior. Your heroism will be remembered. Realizing that the only choice is to go for it, I dashed to the counter, grabbed the remote, and switched on the 42-inch CRT. After about 2 seconds, an image appears on the giant screen. At the same time, the ceiling starts shaking. Risu acts as the foam wave, names up to change with perfect timing.
また揺れてる
Shigengen! Akabe Rentaro, what's going on?
Does she really take her clothes off without knowing why? You're a lifesaver, part-time warrior. If you can, keep him restrained for 10 more seconds. During that time, I escape from the store. Run! Run, chipmunk! The apocalypse has begun! Outside, Nai is following earthquake drill procedure, crouching while protecting her head. I ignore that and look up to the second floor. Exactly the same time, Kurisu appears in the window and gives me a happy thumbs up. But a second later, she blushes, shoots me a glare, and disappears as if nothing happened. What's with her attitude? I'm risking my life here! Also, part-time warrior's livelihood, potentially. Anyways, the experiment was a success, and now I get the feeling that Braun is actually genuinely going to have my head. Hey, I know I said that we're not going to use the time machine if I can avoid it, but maybe, just maybe, it might be okay to avoid my own death, just so I don't get my head torn off by Mr. Braun, please. I know I said we weren't going to do it anymore, but, please. 42-inch CRT was the key, as I suspected. Now, how do I explain this to Mr. Braun? Oh, no. What? Oh, no. I don't want him to kick us out of the building. We are dead. Perhaps I shouldn't have lifted to Suzuha. I timidly peek into the store to gauge the situation. Suzuha is a bloody mess on the ground.
Come on, boss, give me back my jacket.
Suzuha's there fidgeting in her tank top and Mr. Braun glares down at her.
Shut up. I'm confiscating this.
Pervert.
You're the pervert. Throwing your shirt in my face like that. Some kind of dancer. That's pretty kinky. I remember to think of Kabe after I killed him.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Don't say things like that. It's gross.
Anyway, you can work like that for the rest of the day. Go stand out front and use that flat tummy of yours to attract customers.
What the fuck?
I'll tell Nye on you.
Who's she gonna believe? You or her old man?
Damn.
No problems here. Suzuha's seduction strategy worked. I guess. I still feel like it was more like an assassination attempt, but... Mr. Braun, what a guy. I think I need to get out of town. A while later, I'm lying on the sofa watching high school baseball. Kumamoto and Aichi are locked in a fierce struggle for the playoffs. Just then, the clack-clack of the sewing machine's lounge suddenly stops.
Can you come here?
She motions to me while holding the costume. What does she want? I walk over to her.
Can you hold this ring? Spread it out like whap.
Mayushi, say no. Daru, window, now. Daru, window. Stop it already, perv. I followed Mayuri's direction and spread the costumes out by the sleeve. She inspected from a few paces away. It's hard to believe, given her usual ditziness, but Mayuri is very serious about her art. That's why cosplayers value her costume so highly. The costume I'm holding now is custom made for Lukaku. I thought Lukaku was against it, but I guess Mayuri managed to persuade her.
Okay, thanks.
Mayuri looks tired. She's been working all night. But it doesn't dim the brightness of her satisfied smile.
Finished.
It's done?
Yep, I finished before Christian. We were racing.
You win, Mayuri. Congratulations.
お見事ね。
Damn you, assistant. She treats me and Daru like garbage, but Mayuri gets the sisterly touch.
でもこっちももう
Actually,
終わ
I'm
りよ
just about finished too. Really? Risu connects the two cords she's holding.
完成
Done. Celebration is in order. But nobody cheers.
It's a tie.
Man, I'm tired. I want Ferriston to comfort me. Honestly, I don't feel like cheering either. And it's not because I'm tired, it's because I'm about to die. We worked around the clock for 3 straight days to finish the time leap machine, but now that it's complete, I realize that part of me never truly believed it would happen. I feel my enthusiasm cooling rapidly, fire quenched by one stark question. Does it work? What do we do with it? Yeah, you know what? Maybe we should have thought of this beforehand. Like, we have this awesome device that could change reality and allow someone to change the future or past, whatever. What do we do with it? Wait, we kind of just made this without having any ideas, really. I look at Kurisu. She too seems less than enthused.
私たち
We may have created a
ひょ
monster
っと
here.
すると
So why did we make it at
とん
all?
でもないものを作っちゃったかもしれない
Why did we make this again? I feel like... I look at the improved phone wave, names have to change again. The biggest change is the headgear attached to the X68000. It looks like something out of a low-budget cyberpunk movie. Fortunately, we don't need nerve jacks or brain chips for it to work. You just put it on and let the sensors do the rest. It's just a pair of headphones.
とりあえず
Why don't we decide what to call it first?
Heavenly
I vote Heavenly Express. Phonewave 3rd edition version 1.00.
帽子付き
Silly hat Phonewave-chan.
No consensus.
あんたたちって
You guys have too much free
本当に
time.
能天気ね。
クリスティーナは
Does that mean you're abstaining from the vote? Time leap
タイム
machine.
リープマシン。
That's terrible.
Come on,
Nani yo?
simple is best, right? I mean, that's what Okagi's been calling it for the past 2 days.
スカかおか
助手は
Looks like my assistant
ゼロ
has zero naming sense.
中二病
I
丸
don't
出
want
し
to
の
hear
あ
that
んた
from
に
a
言われ
Chunibyo
たく
head
ない。
case like you.
So Makisha, she knows the word Chunibyo. That says your otaku level is quite high.
I heard it from a friend. I have no idea where it comes
勘
from.
違いしない
And
で。
yet you used it properly. Huh, a bald-faced lie. What did we say? You would reveal yourself eventually. She should just confess to being a Nat Shellner. Kurisu meets my ground with an icy glare.
マユリ
It's up to you, Mayuri. Choose one.
どれか一つ選んで
Whenever the lab is divided on a name, the right to decide belongs to Mayuri. How does that work?
Hmm,
タイムリ
I think Time Leap Machine is
ー
fine.
帽子付き
Silly hat Phonewave-chan is super close, though.
Somehow I knew she'd say that. Oh
だ
well.
から言ったでしょ。
Like I said, simple is
シン
best.
プルイズベスト
Mayuri
だ
gets
って
it.。
まゆり。
Very well. I want to object, but it's an unwritten rule not to complain once Mayuri's made a decision. Very well. Time leap machine it
タイム
is.
リープマシンで助手
Assistant, explain for us all how the time leap machine
この
works.
タイムリープマシンの仕組みにつ
I
い
know
て
the basics, but I want to hear
レクチャー
details.
してくれ
Kurisu nods and stands in front of the whiteboard. Here we go. Time to learn.
一言で言うと、
In short, this
こ
device
れは
converts
記憶
memories
を
to
データ
data
化
and
して
sends them to the
リング
past.
得意点を電話レンジには
Let's
偶
begin
然
with
に
what
も
we all know.
タ
By
イター
free
が語っ
coincidence,
た
the
タイ
phone
ム
wave
マ
is
シン
able
と
to produce
ほ
ring
ぼ同じ機能
singularities,
が
much
備
like
えら
John
れてい
Tider's
る。
time machine.
リング得意点を生み出
Through the ring
し、
singularity, we
そ
were
の
able
トン
to
ネ
send
ルを
up the
通っ
36 bytes
て
of data
過
to
去
the
へ
past.
36倍局所がして
The signal can only be received by phones.
過去
While
の
that
ど
does
こへ
limit the
到
range
達
of
するかに
effect,
つい
it
て
also
は
removes an element of
携帯
uncertainty
電話
from
に
the
連携す
equation.
ることでクリアし D メールと違って
Unlike emails,
今回は
memory data is
電話を
sent
か
in
け
a
る
form
形
of
に
a
したから
phone call.
メール
So
ア
we
ド
will
レス
be
じゃ
using
な
a
くて
phone number, not
電話
email
番号によって
address to set the
局所が指定
destination.
することになる生み出されたリング
The
得意
ring
点の
singularity
超重力を
is
安
made
定
naked
さ
and
せ
stable by a device known as a lifter. In our case, that's the 42-inch CRT downstairs.
リフターの役割は
Just
配下
explain
の
the basics.
42型
Next,
ブラ
she'll
ウン
explain how
管
the
は
modifications she made to the phone wave name subject change turns it into a time leap machine.
電話レンジには
The
新
phone
たに
wave now
ヘ
has
ッ
a
ドギア
headgear
を接
attached.
続したこれによって
Me on August
速度よ
13, 2010,
正確に言うと
Hippocampus
海馬の
CA3.
CA3 に蓄
This
積されてい
headgear
る
records the
記
nerve
憶の
impulses in
神
the
経パルス
temporal
パタ
lobe
ー
of
ン
the
を操
brain,
作する
specifically the CA3 region of the hippocampus where memories are stored. The hippocampus is divided into three histological sections, CA1, CA2, and CA3. CA refers to the name given to the hippocampus by anatomist Gering-Giot in 1742, Cornu Ammonis, the horn of Ammon. Are you paying attention, class? This will be on the exam. No. That it will be. You better remember, or else this is going to determine whether someone lives or dies.
その解析データは
Then, using VR
VR
technology,
技
we
術を用い
encode
て
the nerve impulses into
神経パ
electrical
ルス
signal
信号か
data.
ら電気
Yeah,
信号へと
memory
エン
data
コードしデータ化
3.24
される
TB, terabytes? I don't know. Encode nerve impulse electrical signal. It comes out to approximately 3.24 terabytes. Oh, it was terabytes, I was right. 3.24 terabytes. It's less than I expected. We're talking about the entirety of a person's memories. Yeah?
ちなみにこのデー
By
タ
the
に
way,
は
we'll set
あ
up
ら
so
か
that
じ
the
め
data
次元
decodes
式のデ
automatically
コ
after
ー
a
ド
certain
プロ
amount
グ
of
ラムを
time.
仕掛けておく
Okay.
これはプログ
Anybody
ラム
well
に詳
versed in
しい人な
programming
ら
can do
誰
this.
でもでき
I
る
had
んだ
Hashida make the code.
橋田にこの電気信号デ
Anyway,
ータを
next we send the memory data through that
フラン
through
ス
the
にあ
net
る
to
セ
the
ル
LHC
ン
in
の
France.
LHC へと転送
The building has a direct line to CERN for some reason, so we can transfer data at insanely high speeds.
3.24テラ
How
の
long
デー
does
タ
it
を転送するのに
does it take to
かかる
send
時間は
3.24 terabytes of data? Now, normally it would be a long time, but Daru made it sound like because of our strange connection we have with CERN, that might not be long.
We have 64 direct lines in parallel, so if we send in 64 parts, it should upload in about 45 seconds.
That's really good. I mean, considering we're talking terabytes here, that's pretty fast. Exactly. That's pretty fast. Apparently I've become Okabe. Next, we hijack the LHC, create a mini black hole, and use that black hole's supergravity to compress the data into 36 bytes. 3 terabytes is about 3 trillion bytes. Compressing that into just 36 bytes. That's one hell of a squeeze. Will the compression take long?
It's practically instantaneous. 23 milliseconds or thereabouts. We're using a black hole after all.
By the way, the compression only holds it in the immediate vicinity of the black hole. Once the data leaves that area, it will begin to decompress on its own. So it's like expanding foam in that case. As soon as it leaves the can, it immediately starts to expand. This too takes 23 milliseconds.
It has to make it back to the X68000 and into the foam wave within that window.
It's only 36 bytes. Shouldn't be a problem. Continue, Christina. While the data is being compressed, we use the foam wave to generate a Kerr singularity. When the electron discharge phenomenon occurs, we take the 36-byte data, patch it in, and send it to the past. Like a D-mail. This part is just like a D-mail. The data travels to the specified time, where it arrives at the recipient's phone. By now, 23 milliseconds should have passed, so the data will be fully decompressed. Next, the decoding program runs, converting the data back into nerve impulse signals. These signals are discharged from the phone's earpiece at approximately 0.02 amperes, a pretty weak charge. If the recipient has the phone to his ear, they should go straight into his brain, assuming he answers the phone. So there's another issue with this this version of time travel. Basically, it relies on the person that you're sending the information to answering their phone. So if you send the information back in the past and the person doesn't pick up their phone, then it's likely not even going to do anything, right? I would assume that's what's being mentioned here. If he doesn't, the transfer fails. Fortunately, we lose nothing but that copy of the memory data. I guess that means that there's no risk involved if it fails. Why a phone call instead of an email? Probably because that's the easiest way to get the memories into the person, right? Because it has to be up against their head. Because we need the recipient to put the phone to his ear, otherwise the signals won't reach his temporal lobe. She indicates the side of her head. In this area, you have the frontal lobe and temporal lobe of the brain. As I explained before, the hippocampus where memories are stored is inside the temporal lobe. The phone sends out electrical impulses that pass through the temporal lobe and into the hippocampus, overriding your recipient's memories. At the same time, the phone sends impulses that stimulate the frontal lobe as well. This is important. Remember that the frontal lobe is responsible for sending retrieval signals to the temporal lobe. This is how you remember things. By stimulating the frontal lobe, we force it to send retrieval signals keyed to the new memory data. Thus, the recipient recalls all of those memories as if they were his own. Which, of course, they are, or will be in the future. This happens in less than a second. Now, the recipient has the same memories as the sender. The time leap is complete. If the data came from 1 week in the future, the recipient will remember that week as if he experienced it firsthand. We need to be aware that consciousness and personality aren't transferred. Both of those depend on the recipient.
Explain it with boobs.
Daru. Boobs? Risu dissolves into a blushing, stammering mess. Looks like it's up to me to answer Daru's question. Not with boobs, obviously. Let's say you send your memories to you in grade school. Right now, you're some kind of omnisexual pervert who thinks inanimate objects are hot, but in elementary school you were still an innocent child.
I was a boring little bastard who did nothing but study. What of it?
Basically, the little bastard would suddenly have all of your perverted memories, but his personality wouldn't change. It's not like you will become that famous anime detective with the looks of a child and the brains of an adult. What? That sucks. Again, it's not perfect time travel, but it's definitely more than you would think is possible. This isn't like the time leaping you see in sci-fi novels. We aren't yet capable of transferring personality and consciousness. Since you need the phone to receive the signal, you can only send memories to the times you had one. Yeah. We also need to make sure that the sender and recipient are the same person. If someone besides your past self, your parents or a friend for instance, answers the phone, the nerve impulse signals will be projected into their brain instead. In that case, we don't know exactly what would happen, but I feel like the most obvious conclusion is it would obviously replace their memories with the sender's. AKA, you would basically have different memories hijacking a different person's body. If that happens, your memories could overwrite theirs, which would obviously cause serious damage to their psyche. That's terrifying. So there is a bigger risk if it does work but ends up going to the wrong person. Especially considering there'd be no way to fix that. Kurisu ends her explanation and takes a short breath. That's terrifying. If someone else answers the phone, then that creates a very terrifying thought. Ugh. The lab falls into silence. You'd basically be erasing another person's memories in existence with your own. I exchange glances with Kurisu and Daru. Do we really want to use this? I don't know. I look at Mayuri, but her expression is blank. I guess it was too complicated for her. So, I clear my throat. It's time for the million-dollar question. What do we do with it? We've made this thing. We've made a genuine monster, like Kurisu said. We've made something that should not exist. This thing is going to... This one little device could ruin the entirety of the world, of the world. You could erase someone's existence or memories of their... Oh, like, you could erase someone's memories with this if you're not careful. Or you could have yourself see the future. This is a power that should not exist. Do with what? The time leap. The time leap machine, of course. What do we do with it? I mean, we've wasted all this time making it, so I guess we have to use it. Admittedly, I would hope we wouldn't use it. I'd prefer if we just made it and say, hey, mission accomplished. Let's just leave it there and collect dust. But considering all the time we've spent on it, we kind of have to, don't we? Maybe we can at least do something small. For once, my assistant has nothing to say. We never stopped because we thought we could do it, but we should have stopped to think why we're doing it, and should we have done it? I already know that she fears we've created a monster. Honestly, I feel the same way. I feel exactly the same as well. What do you do with this? You screw up with this, and you ruin everything. After a few moments, Kurisu finally speaks. It's too much for us to handle, that's for sure. Safest thing would be to hand it over to the government for professional research. I can tell that she's not pleased to have to reach this conclusion. She obviously would prefer to experiment with this technology. After all, it's humanity's first time machine. We've finally taken our first steps towards godhood. I'm sure that the nations of the world would pay billions for just one look at our machine. The possibilities that it represents are limitless. It just doesn't feel real.
Mayushi doesn't get it.
That's because you didn't work on it, Mayushi.
Oh, right.
What about you, Okabe? And I mean you, not Hugh and Kyoma. I agree with Kurisu that the time leap machine is dangerous. On the other hand, I want an experiment. I state my honest feelings. Kurisu gasps. But there are still questions we need to answer. This is unknown territory, not just for us, but for all of humanity. Who will time leap? I don't think it'll be a good idea for... I don't think Okabe should time leap, because what is Okabe... Well... No, well, actually, I guess it would... I don't know. I look at each of the lab mems in turn. Daru quickly looks away. Mayuri's expression is blank. Kurisu stares right back at me. It's hard to choose. I'll pass. Not a single person here wants the honor of being history's first time traveler. Everyone, except for Mayuri, is probably thinking about what could go wrong. What if the time leap were to fail? It's not like CERN's time machine, but possibly becoming a Jellyman Zero. But a different risk has become available. The risk of erasing somebody's memories and replacing them with your own. You have to make absolutely certain that the one who answers the phone is yourself. This machine sends data, not the real thing. Don't let your preconceptions influence your decision. You might say it's like a cut and paste of your brain. Actually, it's more like a copy-paste, and it's just your memories. The original doesn't get erased. That's very easy to understand example. But that's not the problem. Time flows in a straight line from past to present to future. At least, that's how most humans see it. This raises several questions. What if there's an error somewhere, and the data itself gets fractalized? Let's say I send my memories an hour into the past. My memories would be replaced by fractalized data. In other words, data full of tiny holes. Couldn't that cause memory loss? I suppose. 1 hour later, we arrive at once again at the present. And at that time, the me who lost his memories an hour ago and the current me would conflict in my brain. Which data set survives? Logically, the present should change as soon as you send your memories to the past. The conflicting current me disappears then. So then, it's not a copy and paste at all. I don't know. No one's ever experienced time travel before. When we send a D-mail, the world is reconstructed based on the change we made to the past. I'm the only one who's aware of this, however. We don't know what happens when you time leap. If it's the many worlds interpretation like Titor said, then the instant you time leap, it creates two possibilities. One where you shift to another world line, and one where you travel back in time on the same world line. Of course, there must be a world line where the current you doesn't disappear. That would likely correspond to the present that we are experiencing right now. I agree, Mayuri. That's only if the many worlds interpretation holds in the first place. I thought you didn't believe what Titor had to say. I'm talking hypothetically. Titor doesn't matter right now. If it's the Copenhagen interpretation, then every possible state propagates through space as a wave function. When a particular state is observed, the remaining states collapse and the state is fixed. In quantum theory, a function representing a quantum state. Scientists are not sure if wave functions represent reality or a convenient mathematical abstraction to describe what goes on in quantum mechanics. Copenhagen interpretation, a well-known approach to Schrodinger's cat thought experiment. In this interpretation, before the box is opened, the cat exists as a combination of two wave functions, one that is alive and one that is dead. The instant the box is opened and the cat is observed, the wave function collapses to either condition. If the cat is alive upon opening the box, the wave function collapses to become a live cat. Conversely, if the cat is dead, the wave function collapses to become dead cat. Another quantum approach to this experiment is the many worlds interpretation. In this case, the observer who found the cat alive and the observer who found the cat dead exist in two separate universes that diverge the moment the box is opened. The Copenhagen interpretation is currently the dominant theory. Oh boy.
どちらかに状態が収束する。
But precise observation is impossible.
観測者は誰か。
Problem is who the observer is in this case. Would it be a third party, like me or Mayushi?
そうとは限らない。
Not necessarily. It might be me. It might be someone else. It might even be God.
それ以外の誰かかもしれないし。
To begin with, the Copenhagen interpretation and the many worlds interpretation are both microscale theories that used to explain quantum interactions. No one knows whether they can be applied to humans or the world at large. What about my personal experience with reading Steiner? If reading Steiner is the sort of power I think it is, then the world line model is correct.
結局は
In the end, we arrive at the question of where is the self?
このタイムリープ
This
マシ
time
ン
leap
が
machine
転
only
送する
sends
のは
memories.
あくまで
That I
記
guarantee.
憶だけ。
Won't the present be reconstructed at the moment of transfer? That's what happens with Ocarina's reading Steiner, right?
D メールの場合は
That makes sense where D-mails are concerned. When we send a D-mail, we're obviously interfering with past events. But time leaping is different. All you do is send your memories to the past, which isn't the same thing as sending a targeted D-mail. Whether the me who suddenly remembers 1 hour into the future will, in fact, change the past is something we can't know until it happens. I'm getting confused. I am too. This is starting to hurt my brain. Do we do it or do we not? It sounds like we're talking about the soul. Isn't that a religious question?
待って。
Wait, you guys are
あんたたち
misunderstanding
勘違い
something.
している。人格と意識
1 hour
は
isn't enough time for your
1時間前の
personality to
岡部
change.
に
You should be the
今
same
の
person 1 hour ago
岡部に
that you are now. That's true. 1 hour wouldn't be enough to change your personality completely. You would need more time than that.
1時間分の
The
記憶
only
を持
difference
っ
is
て
that
い
you'll
る
have
か
an
いない
extra
か
hour's worth of memories.
違いはそれだけ。
そうなのか
How can you be sure?
本当に。
絶対とは言い
Well,
切れないけ
I
ど。
can't. Nobody's tried it before.
誰も試
Though
し
I
た
get
こと
what
も
she's
ない
saying,
の
and I
か。
kind of agree. I mean, an hour's worth of extra memories. Sure, it would terrify you. Of course, you might go insane from the resulting knowledge that you've managed to do it. But at the same time, it's like, what can you, I mean, again, it's just an hour. I don't know. This discussion's going nowhere. Personality and consciousness can't be strictly defined. So, it's hard to imagine what might happen.
結局
So, which is
どっ
it?
ち？
だから、
We don't know.
わ
We
から
can
ない
argue
の。
the theories all we want, but in the end, we
こ
can
こ
only
でどれだ
guess.
けうだうだ議論したって
The only way we're gonna solve
全
this
て
is
は
if we
予
actually
測
use
止まり
it.
なんだから。
But the question is, do we?
この実験は
This experiment may end up shattering
人類のこれまでの
preconceptions
既成概念を
scientists and philosophers have held for
崩壊させ
centuries.
るものになるかもね。
We won't know until we try. That pretty much sums it up. Exactly. If we don't try, then we can just go back to living normal lives, probably. But if we do this, then, well, that changes everything. To make matters worse, the subject must be prepared to risk damage to their psyche. Kurisu, Daru, and I say no more. We can't solve this problem. This is our limit as scientists. But haven't we accomplished enough already? The time leap machine itself is worthy of a Nobel Prize. We could sell this technology for billions if we so chose. And if we go public with the time leap machine, we can break CERN's monopoly on the time travel technology. That's enough. It has to be.
Hey,
Mayuri, who's been observing the discussion with glassy eyes, opens her mouth to speak.
マユシーはね
I have an idea.
難しいこと例えばね
Why don't we make a banana
マ
time
ユ
leap
シー
instead?
が買ってきたバナナをタイムリープさせるのはどう
What?
かな
Make a banana time leap. Is that even... Can a banana remember? Oh, Mayuri.
バナナには
Bananas
人
don't
間
have
みたいに
brains like
脳は
people
ないで
do.
しょ。
Oh, you need a brain, huh?
それじゃあダメだ
Mayuri
ね
never changes. The atmosphere in the room gets a little more relaxed.
実験は
Let's not experiment.
タイムリープマシンは
We'll entrust the time leap machine to a suitable research institution. Then we'll announce it to the world. Thanks to the lightening of the mood, I can finally say what was on my mind. Neither Kurisu nor Daru objects. Yeah, that's just something to not touch, I feel. No one has touched the time leap machine since that discussion. Ridiculous as it may sound, I can't shake the feeling that it might suck my memories out and fling them into the past. Oh, the machine definitely has its appeal, of course. We're all tempted by the idea of becoming humanity's first time leapers. Yet, the fear of what could happen won out in the end. Perhaps as a way to forget our fears and move on, we decide to hold a celebration to mark the completion of the device. Everyone feels the need to let loose after working so hard on the project. I have Daru order pizza while Kurisu and I go shopping for snacks. Akiba has always had a lack of supermarkets. That hasn't changed even with the anime stores gone. After we finish shopping, Kurisu and I walk along the evening streets. She looks like she's got something to say. She keeps stealing glances at me. What's up?
不満か
Are you upset?
不満？
Upset? She frowns, like she didn't expect that question. Finally, she faces this way.
実験をしなかった
About our decision not to attempt a time leap experiment.
まさか
No, I'm not upset. Band playing on screens from their previous game as well. Huh, that's interesting. Very neat.
人間は根源的
Humans
に
are
時間
temporal
的存在者
beings.
である。ハイデガーのこと
That's a Heidegger quote.
あんたが実験はし
I
ない
was
と
actually relieved when you made the decision not to use the machine.
私はむしろ誰か止める人が
If you hadn't been there, I might not have been able to stop myself.
私はありがとう
Thank you. What's this? Gratitude? Does she have a fever? I put my hand on her forehead to check. Kurisu twitches.
おい
What are you doing?
熱がある
You're talking like an assistant for a change. I thought you might have a fever. I drop my hand.
別に
I'm not grateful to you or
あん
anything,
たに感謝し
okay?
てるわけじゃないからな
Her voice is louder than it should be, and several people are glancing at us. Kurisu blushes and hangs her head. If Dara were here, she'd probably get all excited and say, "You're a real tsundere, sweet."
とにかく
Anyway. Kurisu clears her throat and returns to her usual sour expression.
形式的にお礼を言った
That
だけだ
thank
か
you
ら
was just a formality. Don't get me wrong, okay?
勘違いなどするもの
Of course, I only did what I had to.
俺はラボメンナンバー
I am the founder of the Future Gadget Lab, Hewing Kyoma. My first priority is to protect the welfare of my lab members.
だからお前は
So I have no need for your things.
世界に混
And yet
沌
you
をも
always
た
talk
ら
about
す
plunging the world into chaos.
ラボメンは俺の
You are my allies, and the world is my
世
enemy.
界は俺の
呆れて
I'm
言葉も出ない
speechless. You're too
あんたって
self-righteous.
独善的すぎ
敵言葉なら
You say speechless, yet you're speaking?
上げ足取るな
Don't argue semantics. It's quite a mystery. It's quite mysterious, really. It's only been 2 weeks since Kurisu and I met. And yet it already feels like natural for us to be walking together, exchanging banter like this. Perhaps pooling our efforts to create something new, dangerous though it may be, has brought us closer together. I admit that her knowledge and skills are impressive. I'd like her to remain at the lab if at all possible, but she said she's going back to America this month. Sorry, the 13th, so I wonder when she plans to return. I decided to ask her.
そういえば
Oh yeah, I
飛
forgot
行
to
機
get a
の
plane
チケット
ticket.
取るの忘れてた電話レンジの帰り
I got too caught up in
夢中になりすぎて
improving the
た
phone Don't forget what Titer said. What? Don't forget what Titer said. That's ominous. That feels very ominous. Okay. Still can't click on the E. I'm imagining that if I had to take a guess what E means, it's probably like endings, I'm assuming. And it's probably only going to become available once we actually get one of the endings at the very least. At least that's what I imagine that E is. I actually have no idea. We'll find out eventually, probably. Going public with the time leap machine will send the world into an uproar. We also plan to expose CERN, remember? May not be able to go back to America for some time.
I guess you're right. I should call Mama and let her know.
Looks like things are going to get busy. Naturally, I want Karisu to stay with us to the end. A little bit after we return to the lab, Mayuri gets back.
Hello. I'm back.
Seems Mayuri went to Lukaku's. Suzuha shows up a few minutes later and our development council comes to order. What Ocarine calls a party. Apparently if you clicked it, it would open a Steins Gate website or something, but they stopped doing it, so it does nothing now. That's kind of sad. That's kind of sad, honestly. The mysterious button that shall never open. Never. Daru ordered 3 pizzas. We also line up all the snacks we bought on the table. It's just like the party we had a few days ago to cheer up Suzuha. Mayuri wanted to decorate the room, but since everyone's tired, I dismissed it as unnecessary. Looks like Suzuha managed to retrieve her jacket from Mr. Braun.
Yeah, that was terrible. I was stuck looking like an exhibitionist all day.
Braun Tube Workshop's closed, so Suzuha made sure the 42-inch CRT was turned off, so there's no need to fear any malfunction from the Time Leap machine. A heavy sigh escapes my throat. I realize that I've been tense and nervous since the Time Leap machine was completed. Now I can finally relax. The topic of the Time Leap machine has become taboo. Even Karisu doesn't bring it up during the meeting. Yeah? Daru, why did you order the exact same pizza as before? I opened the pizza boxes to find the exact same ones we got for Suzuha's party. Because I like it. Naturally, I'm not amused.
Ocarine. I called Bearstown and Luka-chan, but they said they couldn't come.
Oh, do they have plans?
Bearstown has a Rhinet tournament.
Crap, I should've gone cheer. How careless of me.
And Luka-chan seems embarrassed for some reason.
Maybe she thinks he'll make her wear a costume again. You still haven't convinced her to cosplay. Then what was the point of completing the costume?
She said it was embarrassing. I just keep telling her cuteness is justice, but she never listens. Cuteness is justice. Is that what they say? You're cute too, Christian.
Karisu doesn't know how to react. She blushes, and Mayuri starts teasing her like a drunk old man. There's no alcohol at this party, of course.
Kamima's coming up. Wanna go?
Oh gosh. Karisu, you need to get out of here. Mayuri's got her sights set on you.
I can't make something new, but I have a costume of post-waking Sarah from Bloodtoon I made last year. I think the size just right for Christian too. Me, cosplay. Karisu looks conflicted. Then she murmurs, I'm sorta interested. She sure could have fooled us before, pretending to have no interest in otaku culture. But I refuse to do it in public, though. You don't have to show anyone, but eventually you'll want them to see the cosplay demon compels you.
The cosplay demon?
That reminds me, Christian. You're always wearing that cute uniform. What school is it from?
Oh, this? Karisu lifts up her necktie. I attend I am Maine for about 2 weeks. I modeled this outfit after their uniform. That's not the right thing. I means Women's Academy, a private school for girls in the Kudanshida neighborhood of Tokyo. An academic powerhouse, I am Mine is a popular destination for foreign exchange students. Alright.
Oh, your uniform is really cute, but you made it even cuter. You might even have really good design sense. I'll bring a costume tomorrow, okay? Will you try it on then?
Sure. Looks like Karisu approves of the cuteness is justice philosophy.
When's the photo shoot?
Get to know yourself, pervert, Hashida. Come on, it's Bloodtoon Sarah. She got unmoral going on.
Kanmoro?
It means they're bad.
Bruh. No way.
大丈夫だよ
It's okay.
You've fallen for Mayuri's trap.
クリスチャンは知
You
ら
might
ない
not
か
know this, but last year there was a really popular saying.
4年ぐらいパンツじゃない
You're not paying, so it's not embarrassing.
いやいや
It's plenty embarrassing, trust me.
絶対来てね
Right, okay? It's a promise.
You fool, you've fallen.
やめといた方がいいんじゃない
Maybe you shouldn't bother.
Zuha?
Zuha speaks, her tone sharp. She's scowling at Kurisu again. Why did the music suddenly get intense? Zuha? We're having a party. Suddenly the atmosphere in the room changes. Oh gosh.
The dragon and the tiger.
痛い目に
You're asking for trouble by trusting Makise Kurisu.
The tiger and the dragon duel.
それ
What's that
どういう
supposed to mean? Naturally, my strong-willed assistant isn't one to back down from a fight. Sparks fly between the two girls.
この前から思って
I
た
didn't
んだ
mean
けど
ask. Did I do something to you?
あなた
直接は何も
Not to me, but I know everything you have done.
何よ
What do you mean?
私がしたこと
I've done nothing to be guilty of.
後ろめたいこ
でしょうね
Perhaps, but I know your true nature.
知ってるんだか
とすごい
Wow, you can see into my heart?
私の
That's
心の中を
groundbreaking
覗いた
technology.
んだ
I'd love to hear
画
how
期
it
的な
works.
発明だから
ら装置なんてない
It's not science. It's a
強いて
prediction.
言うなら
つまり
So
言い
you're
がか
just
りって
making
こ
it
と
up.
か
事実だけど
I know.
Uh-oh, we've got a situation here.
おかわり
Ocarine,
Myuri clings to me with tear eyes. What do you want me to do?
二人をと
stop them from fighting.
How do I do this? Looks like this is a job for the one and only Hewing Kyoma. I insert myself between the two girls. Stop fighting.
二人とも
Break it up, you two. I, Hewing Kyoma, shall decide this dispute. They both glare at me. Oh, great. Now I've decided I'm picking a side. Great. This is gonna go well. Although I'm afraid for my life, I harden my resolve. The mission must succeed. First, I focus on Kurisu. Assistant, I didn't raise you this way.
育てられた
You
覚
didn't
えも
raise
な
me
い
at all.
If you want to become a true mad scientist, you must learn to keep your emotions in check even as you cackle your way to victory.
聞いてない
Nobody
なる
asked
つ
you.
もりもない
I'm already a scientist.
Next I switch focus to Suzuha. Hi.
戦士
Warrior, your enemy is CERN, remember? You must conserve your strength for Ragnarok.
岡部倫太郎には忠告
I
した
warned
よ
you before, Akabe Rentaro.
牧瀬
Makase Kurisu is a
気をつけ
threat.
てって
What?
You're going to mention that here? Now?
へー
No? What's this
ど
about,
うい
Okabe?
うことよ岡部
Their eyes are like laser beams boring into my skull. I want nothing more than to flee for my life. Why do I have to suddenly be a part of this? But Mayuri is watching me anxiously. I need to defuse the situation. I choose the foam wave. Somebody help! Can I phone a friend?
お前たち
Looks like neither of you is willing to back down. So be it. Fight to your heart's content. Fight until there is no more fight to be had. Then show a manly handshake by the river and let friendship blossom.
だから
But in the future, when it comes time for you to venture out into the real world, I hope you remember one thing.
お前たちは
Nobody likes a mood killer.
空気が読めないう
るさい
Shut up.
Getting yelled at by both of them at the same time sends shivers down my spine. It's coming. Quickly seize my right arm. Why now of all times? Calm down, right arm of mine.
静まれ
I turn around and head back to
俺の右
Mayuri.
手
Help me. I'm sorry, Mayuri. At this rate, I'll end up hurting those two. I had no choice.
このままだと俺は
The rest is up to
一
you.
人を傷つけてしまう
Jeez.
Mary puffs up her cheeks and goes over to the two girls.
二人とも聞いて
Guys, Mayushi doesn't like it when you fight. Let's go get along, okay?
喧嘩は嫌い
Hearing
な
this,
の
the
です
two combatants reluctantly
仲
comply.
良くしよう
I
よ
expected this would happen. Mayuri is the oil that keeps the gears of this lab churning along. The throbbing in my right arm dissipates.
Daru comes over to chat with Suzuha, and gradually peace returns to the lab. Karisu is in the development room, making a call, probably to her mother in America. I sit on the sofa and watch TV while sipping Dr. P. The TV is running a game show where the contestants guess the prices of popular items at high-class restaurants. Mayuri sits down next to me. She peels a banana and begins eating it. Hello.
Hey, Ocarine.
Mayuri slowly looks around the lab, smiling all the while.
It's been really lively here these past few weeks, huh?
Oh.
Yeah, I guess it has. I established the Future Gadgets laboratory around the time I entered college. It was the first step in my plan to bring chaos to the world. That was around the middle of March this year, which means it's almost been 5 months. Not half a month after it was established, Mayuri showed up, I'm still not sure why, and became a lab mem. For about a month, it was just me and Mayuri. Then, in early May, I finally got Daru to join. All it took was telling him that the lab is just a 3-minute walk from May Queen plus Neon Squared. This location on the outskirts of Akiba has always been quiet. Mayuri isn't the type to object to every little thing like Karisu, nor the type to make dumb jokes like Daru, so the lab was very peaceful back in those days. I wonder, considering the fact that May Queen plus Neon Squared doesn't exist now, I wonder what the reason for Daru to join is this time. It was quite a pleasant place to be. And now the lab mem count has increased to 8. It happened in the blink of an eye, or so it seems. They didn't come today. Lukako visits occasionally, and Ferris is a familiar face at May Queen plus Neon Squared. Or at least she was before May Queen disappeared. I remember feeling off place the first time I came to Akiba, but now it's like a second home.
It's fun.
Mayuri too seems pleased by the increase in lab mems.
Now that there are 8 lab mems, my usually thinks it's getting a little cramped in here. First, we don't have enough chairs.
The sofa only has room for 2. Then there's Daru's personal desk chair. Those are the only chairs in the lounge. There are some pipe chairs in the development room, but they need to stay there. Here.
We should buy more. Do you have money, Ocarine?
椅子を買うと貯金が底をつく。
New chairs will take all my savings. Then I need to get a part-time job again.
I guess you can use some of my salary. We need a new microwave too, otherwise I can't warm up my juicy chicken #1.
あ
Yeah, sorry about that.
あ、それはすまん。
Cutting off Mayuri's chicken supply might actually kill her.
だがマユリ、
But Mayuri, when we turn over the time leap machine, the reward money will solve all of our
問題は全
problems.
て解決する。
Will it be enough to pay for chairs and a microwave on the top of the higher end?
もらえるさ。
It'll be enough.
もっと
More than enough.
Wow, that's great, Ocarine.
なぜそんなに嬉し
Why
そう
are you
な
so
の？
happy?
Just look, we made so many friends. There's Daru-kun, Chris-chan, Luka-chan, Suzu-san, Moika-san, Ferris-chan, Bronze-san, Nagi-chan, and more.
She gazes wistfully into the distance.
In spring, when you started Slab, you seemed so lonely. But now you're fine. You don't need me to be your hostage anymore.
それはどういう
What do you mean? I try to ask, but before I can finish... I'm sorry? An urgent news bulletin appears on the TV. Terrorist bomb threat suspends Yamanote Sobu Keihan Tohoku lines. The subtitles, terrorist bomb threat suspends Yamanote Sobu... Oh god. What?
A bomb threat? A bomb threat?
Hang on. Those lines all pass through Akiba. How is Mayushi gonna get home?
Oh yeah, I should call home.
A bomb threat. I don't know why, but I've got a bad feeling about this. Only the lines passing through Akihabara are suspended. As if that were the target. Wait. Could that be it? Could the bomb be at Akihabara Station? I get a cold feeling in my stomach.
Okabe Rintaro, I need to know. You've completed the time loop machine, right?
Huh? Well, yeah.
Okay. I just remembered I got something to do. I'm going out.
What? Zoa leaves with the lab without another word. Huh? What's wrong with her? Zoa's acting strange. Is it related to the bomb threat? Why did she talk about the time loop machine? Something occurs to me. The 2 threatening emails I received. We're watching you. You know too much. Who sent them? And there's more. Words and images flashed in my head. CERN. The LHC. The Jellyman. The Z program. Government secrets. The organization. Men in Black. The Committee of 300. The Time Leap Machine. What did Kurisu say? We may have created a monster here. Taken separately, each of these elements was insignificant. But if I consider them part of a single line, they all point to one inescapable truth. We've come too far. Fear seizes my heart in an icy grip. I can feel anxiety eating at my brain. I can't breathe. Even though it's hot and humid, my body shivers. Should we run? Get out while we still can? We can't use the trains. What about the subway? Or would a taxi be better? Nobody's saying anything. Nobody's doing anything. What should we do? Suddenly, there's a softness against my hand. I look down to see Mayuri's hand holding mine. When I look up, I see worry written on her face. It's okay. I'm just being paranoid. It's all a coincidence. Tomorrow, we'll get rid of the time leap machine. Then we can forget all this happened. Pretend it was just a dream. We never invented a time machine. I don't need money. As long as we can forget about today and welcome tomorrow. We'll be okay, won't we? But my anxiety doesn't go away. I look over Mayuri's head to the entrance of the lab. The door's unlocked. Anyone could just waltz right in. I hear sirens wailing a few streets away. The bomb threat has Akiba in an uproar. Yet here, in our corner of Akiba, it's so quiet. Mayuri squeezes my hand with her warm, slender fingers. I squeeze back. Ah! The next thing I know, the door slams open. 5 men burst into the lab. Their movements are swift and sure, professional, and each of them is carrying a gun. They spread out just inside the door and aim their weapons at us. It all happens so fast, no one has time to scream. The men are foreigners, a mix of races, dressed casually in colorful shirts and shorts or jeans. Their arms are thick with muscle, and their eyes are hard and cold as ice. 2 of them are holding pistols. The other 3 have assault rifles. AK-47 and Akiba. Is this some kind of joke? One thing is certain. These guys aren't tourists.
Hands up, hands in the air. Nobody move.
The dark-skinned, crew-cut man barks an order. Feels like I'm dreaming. Did I fall asleep watching an action movie? This is the first time so many people have gathered in this room. Suddenly the lab feels small. What an odd thing to be thinking at a time like this. The first to obey is Daru. Then Kurisu raises her hands. And me. Last is Mayuri. Silence. Time seems to grind to a halt. The men say nothing, but their guns remain steady, muzzles pointed at us. On the TV, a comedian laughs. What is this? Are we on a candid camera? Then I hear a new sound coming from outside. The sound of high heels. A woman is walking up the stairs. Are these men waiting for her? Is she their leader? A squad of battle-hardened commandos led by a beautiful woman. It's like something out of a manga. Nothing seems real. Before long, the woman appears. Moeka? Kiryu Moeka. The part-time editor. The male demon. Shining Finger, who is never seen without her phone. Lab Mem number 5. Moeka. She's their leader. The least imposing woman I've ever met. Even now, she doesn't meet my stare. Her eyes are aimed down at the floor. What's going on here?
Moeka-san?
We're taking the time machine. As always, her words are barely audible. What the hell? It's ridiculous. Laughable. And yet, I can't laugh. My heart is a jackhammer in my chest. The inside of my mouth is drier than a desert. I stay still, with my hands in the air. Makise Kurisu, Okabe Rintaro, Hashide Itaru. 3 of you will come with us. I don't understand. Why is Moeka here? I don't know, but I have to ask. What's going on here? I can't answer that. This is a joke, right? Moeka shakes her head. You don't need to know. You can't resist. Come with us. Where? No reply. She doesn't intend to answer that either. Dangerous. These guys are dangerous. Look at their guns. Nothing good can happen if we go with them. I try to refuse, but my voice catches in my throat. I can't stop staring at their guns. Are they real? They're not going to start shooting, are they? I'm not going anywhere until you answer. You can't refuse. You have nowhere to run. We have men stationed throughout Akihabara. Wait. Something clicks in my head. It was them. They sent the bomb threat. They stopped the trains. Why? To keep us here? Just for that? I don't want to hurt anyone. 3 of you, come with us. Why? Risu who has kept silent until now, finally opens her mouth. Why just the 3 of us? That's when I realized that Mayuri wasn't included in Moeka's demand. She only wants Kurisu, Daru, and me. I'm not answering your questions. Come with us. It's your only choice. We're not getting anywhere. Ocarine. Daru's voice is shaking. I turn my head to look at him. He's deathly pale. Don't you think we should do what she says? But unless she tells me the reason. Honestly, I have no idea what to do. My heart's still fluttering in my chest. It seems more like a dream than reality. I'm not a military otaku. I've never seen a real gun. The black shine of their weapons looks somehow tacky. They lack the imposing feel you expect. I'd believe her if she told me they were fake. Mayuri suddenly speaks up.
Moeka-san, you're a lemon too, aren't you?
It's as if Mayuri asked my question for me. Moeka was a strange woman, but I welcomed her as a lab mem all the same. What's she thinking right now? An answer. Moeka pulls a gun from her belt and points it at us. I realize that Moeka isn't holding her phone. This is the first time I've ever seen her without it. Not that matters now. Moeka's gun hand is trembling. Is the situation affecting her too? It must be. She's terrified of talking to people. Our mission is to silence you. Silence us? Your refusal to come will change nothing. Does that mean she plans to kill us? Why? What did we do? Who sent you? Who are you people? We... Moeka suddenly lifts her head. For perhaps the third time since I've known her, she looks straight at me. Her eyes are dark and empty. I'm from CERN. CERN!
M4!
M4.
The dark-skinned man speaks up. Is he addressing Moeka?
Watch your tongue.
Moeka hangs her head in again. In my head, I replay the words she just spoke. CERN. They're from CERN. Why CERN? Of course, who else could it be? Come with us. Now. Moeka raises her voice in frustration. If you continue to resist, I'll have to resort to extreme measures. Moeka slowly raises her gun. She points the muzzle at... Mayuri. My whole body instantly goes cold. Shina Mayuri is not needed. No! Stop! I lunge at Moeka, but the dark-skinned man is faster. Something strikes my chin with crushing force. The shock numbs my entire body. Stars explode behind my eyes. I fall to my knees, powerless to stand. Everything goes dark. What happened? Did he hit me with the butt of his rifle? I look up. Mayuri, face streaked with tears, is reaching out to me as if begging for help. Over her shoulder, I see Moeka ready her gun. I try to yell stop, but my voice catches in my throat. Nothing comes out but a pitiful wheeze. Someone, anyone, please, stop her. Stop Moeka! Moeka's lips move. She's mumbling something. CERN. For FB. For CERN. For FB. Her mouth opens and closes robotically. My blood curdles. No! A sharp, dry crack splits the air. Time slows to a crawl. Moeka pulled the trigger. It splashes across my face, wet and warm. Her delicate, frail body falls towards me. I catch her. Her body is limp, like a puppet with no strings. Her head and arms dangle lifelessly. The smell of gunpowder fills my nose. And then, the smell of blood. Dara clutches his head and falls to his knees, screaming at the top of his lungs. The sound jerks me back to my senses. In my arms, Mayuri takes one short, shallow breath, and then... Mayuri...
Mayuri.
Oh! She's dead. Mayuri's dead. Her face is covered in blood. Her blood stains my hands. It's warm. You three come with us. Now. No more warnings. Resist and we'll kill you too. I hear a voice, but I can't comprehend what's saying. What is this? What's going on here? Is this a joke? We may have created a monster here. This is a dream, right? right? I feel nothing. My mind is blank. I shake Mayuri's shoulder. Mayuri? Wake up, Mayuri. You'll catch cold if you sleep here. If you're tired, you can stay overnight. Or I can take you home, if you prefer. We'll ride the train back to Ikebukuro together, like we used to before Daru joined, when it was just the two of us. Memories of her smile whirl through my head. 1,000 different smiles from 1,000 different occasions. If I look away, she'll disappear. She always disappears.
Now you're fine. You don't need me to be your hostage anymore.
Why? No, Mayuri. I still need you. Laugh for me. like you always do. Greet me with your silly tutu. Tell me it's a lie. Tell me you're alright. Mayuri? I don't even know how to react. Red flames consume my mind. An inferno of rage and hate, and rage and hate, and the burning desire to kill everything I see. I gently lay the motionless Mayuri on the floor. I stand up, and then I fling myself at Moeka. But before I can take a step, someone grabs my hand from behind. You can't! Let me go! Let me go! I can't! They'll kill you! Moeka's gun is aimed at my head. Her finger's already on the trigger. You're gonna kill me too? If you resist. Please, Kami, do what she says, okay? Otherwise, they'll kill you all too. I tear my hand from Karisu's grip. My vision is a tunnel with Moeka on the other side. She won't get away with this. She killed Mayuri in cold blood. I'll do the same to her. Moeka pulls the trigger. The sound of the shot smites upon my eardrums. I feel a sharp pain on the side of my head. I nearly lose my balance again. But I'm still alive. What happened? I realize that Moeka's gun is lying at her feet. Beside it is a small stone. Someone must have thrown it and knocked her gun aside. Get down! Suzua! Suddenly, Suzua is there in the doorway, knocking one man down in the blink of an eye. Before anyone can react, she darts into another man's range and delivers a piercing elbow strike to his solar plexus. The man drops to his knees, gasping for air. The remaining men turn their guns on her, but she throws the incapacitated man towards them to block their aim. She then slides into the feet of the man at the rear, tripping him forward and in a single smooth, flowing motion, drives her knee into the man's face as he falls. What the hell? The dark-skinned man aims his rifle. But before he can fire, Suzua snatches a stunned attacker's gun and shoots him. Blood spurts from the man's hand. Without pausing, Suzua leaps into the air and delivers a soaring roundhouse kick to his jaw. Enough. What's going on? The next thing I know, the 5 men are down and Moeka's gun is aimed at Suzua's face. But Suzua doesn't back down. Her gun is trained on Moeka's neck. It's a standoff. Neither moves. Silence returns to the room. Who are you? 42. Suzua's reply makes no sense. 42? She glances at me. TV. Go back in time. Turned on. 42-inch turned on! What? Suddenly, Karisu springs up and makes a break for the development room. Don't move. That's my line. I suddenly realized the meaning of Suzuha's words. She wants us to go back. 42-inch TV downstairs. It's on. She wants me to use the time leap machine. If we go back, we can prevent this, maybe. I look at Mayuri's body. She's lying there quietly. Her eyes are closed. They'll never open again. One of the men Suzuha knocked out starts to moan. If they wake up, it's all over. I have to. Suzuha looks at me again. Her eyes implore me to make my move. If I use the machine, I can avert Mayuri's death. But at the same time, it could fry my brain. It's not worth it. I don't care. I do care. I don't know. Fry my brain? So what? What is there to fear? Mayuri is dead. Shot in cold blood. This isn't right. I won't accept it. And change it. Change the past. You have the power. Use it. There's a one chance. I stagger into the development room. Karisu's about to put on the headgear. I pulled it away from her. I'm doing it. I'm not letting you do this. I'm going back. No, I should be the one to... I grab Karisu's wrist as she tries to take it back. I stare into her eyes wet with tears. I will save Mayuri. But what if it fails? I ignore her and put on the headgear. Moika's last shot grazed the side of my head. My ears are still ringing and there's blood on my neck. It doesn't matter. I might fail. I might even die. But I have to try. It's my only chance to save Mayuri. Karisu bites her lip and activates the X-68000. Kayuntaro, one of them's moving. Get in there, kill them.
Can't.
The crew cut man staggers into the development room. Now! Acting purely on instinct, I grab future gadget number 4, Moad's snake from the shelf and flick the switch. White smoke instantly fills the room, rendering it impossible to see. Kill them! Karisu! Okabe! Are you sure? Are you sure about this? Really? Do it, Karisu! Activate the machine! Pain flares in my right arm. Was I shot? It doesn't matter. I see blue-white light shining through the smoke. The discharge is starting. The light rapidly grows brighter. The floor begins to shake. Singularity is open. I crouch down, holding the headset steady with one hand. Please. Wait for me, Mayuri. I won't die here. I'll cross through time to save you. Bleep my memories. Bleep to the past. Here we go! The world explodes into light. Did it work? Metaphysics necrosis. Mayuri. No matter how many times I call her name, Mayuri doesn't answer. Mayuri's standing in front of a grave, gazing at the sky. The grave belongs to her grandmother, who died when Mayuri was 11 years old. Her parents were always busy with work, so her grandmother was her only companion. I was close to Mayuri's family, so her death was sad for me too. At the wake, I expected Mayuri to break down and cry. She didn't. Instead, she spent the whole time gazing vacantly at her grandmother's memorial portrait. 6 months went by. I had advanced to middle school, so Mayuri and I no longer commuted together. But whenever I passed the cemetery on the way home, Mayuri would be standing there. Every day, rain or shine, she would stand for hours before the grave, staring wordlessly at the sky as if she could see her grandmother in heaven. In her hands, an old pocket watch. The watch had belonged to her grandmother. Mayuri had always held it when visiting the grave. Mayuri? No matter how many times I called her name, Mayuri did not answer. Back then, Mayuri wouldn't talk to anyone. Not to me. Not even to her parents. Whenever I saw her standing there, staring at the sky, I felt unease grip my heart. Her gaze was so earnest, her intentions so pure, that I feared some power might grant her wish and carry her off to heaven to join her beloved grandmother. And so, to ensure that nothing like that happened, I made sure to stop by the cemetery every day. I stand next to the sky-gazing Mayuri and call her name. Mayuri. No matter how many times I called her, Mayuri wouldn't reply. The only sound in the lonely cemetery was the echo of my voice, calling her name. It was rainy that day, too. Mayuri had a light blue umbrella. In contrast to the umbrella's color, the sky was glazed gray, covered in clouds. After a while, the rain stopped. Rays of light shone through the gaps in the clouds. A stunningly beautiful sight. Rembart's rays, they are called, or sometimes the Angel's Ladder. Suddenly a strong wind swept through the cemetery. I caught Mayuri's umbrella and carried it into the sky. It caught umbrella. Mayuri seemed not to notice. She kept staring at the sky. And then slowly, so very slowly, she stretched her hand out to the sky, as if to grasp the rays of light, as if her grandmother were reaching down to pull her up. And then she lifted herself on her toes. To me, it looked as if she was floating up towards the heaven. Impulsively, I grabbed Mayuri's outstretched hand and pulled her into my embrace. In retrospect, my fears were just a childish fantasy. At the time, I truly believed that Mayuri might vanish. I won't let you go. I won't let anyone take you away. I realized how embarrassing the words coming out of my own mouth were. You're my hostage now. My guinea pig. It was the first excuse that came to mind. Before her grandmother died, Mayuri and I were fans of a popular TV series about costumed heroes battling evil. I particularly admired the villain, a mad scientist. I even got pretty good at mimicking his lines. Now, I was doing it to hide my embarrassment. I could feel my face growing red. But I kept up the mad scientist act all the same. If nothing else, it was better than admitting my insecurities. So that's why Okabe kept acting that way. There's no escaping me. As I said this, I realized that Mayuri was shaking.
Uh-oh.
She whispered. It was the first time in 6 months that I had heard her speak. Her voice was choked with tears.
Mayushi's your hostage. I guess I'm stuck here, huh?
She smiled happily. Tears fell from her eyes. And then Mayuri buried her face in my chest. Where am I? Who am I? I can't see. I can barely think. A terrible screech fills my head, like feedback from a giant speaker. It penetrates my brain, like 100 sharp needles stab me right behind the eyes. I thought brains weren't supposed to feel pain. Huh? There's more. I feel a shiver of pleasure beneath the pain. And it's terrible itching like my body's on fire.
Kabe?
I want to crack open my skull and tear out my brain. I want to scrape out my soft gray matter with my fingers and eat it. The soul in my brain is driving me crazy. Who am I? Kabe, what's wrong with you? Suddenly, the shattered pieces of the world reform. I slowly come back to my senses. I'm in the lab, standing in front of the phone wave name substitute change with my cell phone to my ear. No, not the phone wave name substitute change, since the headgear is attached to it. It's the time leap machine. It's hard to breathe. Give me oxygen. I hear a low, wheezing groan and realize that it's coming from my own throat. I close my mouth and take a deep breath. The insides of my throat feel like they're burning. I resist the urge to cough and continue filling my lungs with air. I notice that I'm drenched in sweat. The drops sliding down my forehead are annoying. I try to wipe them away with the back of my right hand. My hand obeys. Slowly. Something is off. It's like my body and my mind aren't totally in sync with each other. It's almost as if this isn't really my body. As if my nerves aren't communicating properly with my extremities. I try blinking slowly. This might just be my imagination. Could this be exhaustion? I haven't slept much lately. I try to move my hand again. There's no disconnect this time. This is my body. Okabe? Are you listening? A familiar voice. I turn around slowly. Krisu. Krisu's there. She stares at me, perplexed. What was all that screaming for? What's she talking about? Are you sick? Did it work? I try answering, but my voice doesn't work too well. Even more bewildered, I clear my throat several times. No. I'm fine. Then get ready to go already. We're going shopping, remember? Shopping? For what? I search my memories. The moment I do, images appear in my mind like a string of exploding light bulbs. Humans are temporal beings.
But now you're fine.
We actually did it. We need to get out of here. Are you sure about this? Really? We did it. I remember now. I used the time leap machine.
You remember the future.
That's right. What am I sitting around for? Where am I? Huh? I grab Kree's shoulders and pull her close. What time is it now? What month? What day?
Hey, that hurts. Calm down.
How can I be calm? Shopping? You said we were going shopping. What shopping trip is she talking about? Daru's sitting at his computer, staring at us wide-eyed. Daru, what day is it? What time is it? Well, it's the 13th, a little past 5. The 13th, a little past 5. Did it work? It worked. It actually worked. We went back. Did I manage to time leap in the middle of all that chaos? Did my memories really jump through time? Does that mean I've leaped into my past self? Is there a chance it was all a dream? Thinking back, forward, it doesn't seem real. Commando's breaking into the lab. It's like something out of a Hollywood movie. The sight of Mayuri, broken and bloody, is buried into my eyes. I remember the smell of the blood, the sound of the gunshot, the weight of the headgear on my head, the pain of the bullet tearing through my arm. Kurisu screaming, Suzuha fighting to defend us. I remember it all vividly. I touched my arm. No bullet holes. No pain even. Was it all a dream? I don't know. I've never time leaped before. I can only hope that it was a dream. A future like that is too much to bear. I recall Mayuri's last moments, and my eyes fill with tears. I force the tide of emotion back. Where's Mayuri? I look around the lab. Kurisu and Daru there. But I can't find Mayuri. Where's Mayuri?
She left saying she was just going to Lukashi's place. Were you listening?
That's right. Mayuri went to beg Lukaku to wear her costume. She won't return until it's time for the party. What do I do? What do I believe? Mayuri. Call her. You're alive.
Mayushi here.
Mayuri, where?
But I can't answer a phone right now.
Went to voicemail.
Please leave your message after the beep.
Mayuri, contact me at once. Okay. Once. I hang up. I look at my watch again. It's just past 5. Thank God for the time leap machine. It makes me shiver to imagine what would have happened without it. I have 3 hours until Moeka kills Mayuri. Everything's gonna be okay. There's plenty of time to escape. First, I'll meet up with Mayuri and leave Akiba. We can go to Ikebukuro. Wait, what if they're watching her house? Maybe we should hop up the bullet train and get out of Tokyo entirely. Anyway, we're fine as long as Moeka doesn't find her today. So first, I need to find Mayuri. Okabe, you look kind of crazy. What's wrong? Kurisu and Daru look at me with concern. Both of you get out of here, now! What's this about? I check my wallet. I only have 9,000 yen and some change. I need to stop by the ATM and withdraw everything I have. Is this another one of your fantasies? Kurisu shrugs her shoulders dumbfounded. I don't have time to answer her. I slip beside her and dash out of the lab. Okabe, where are you going? Hey! Please. I run at full speed to Yanabayashi Shrine. Naturally, I have to stop for breath before I get more than a few blocks. The sun is setting, but the temperature still hasn't dropped below 30. Sweat quickly covers my entire body. I'm not good at exercise in the first place. I finally stagger through the archway. And now I regret not borrowing Suzuha's bicycle. But no, there wasn't time for that. Finding Mayuri comes first. I run to the courtyard where I find Lukaku standing alone with her bamboo broom. Lukaku!
Ah, Okabe-san.
She bows her head.
What's wrong?
Mayuri! Where's Mayuri?
Mayuri-chan already left.
She left!
Yes. When you see her, could you tell her that I'm sorry? I'd really prefer not to cosplay. I don't want to disappoint her, but it's too embarrassing to dress like that in front of people.
I finally catch my breath. I have time to listen to Lukaku's apologies. Mayuri went back to the lab.
I think so.
That doesn't make sense. I know she comes to the lab around 6:30. It's still 5:30. No matter how slowly you walk, it shouldn't take more than 20 minutes to get to the lab. But what was she doing for an extra 40 minutes? We don't have time for this! She didn't say she was dropping by somewhere.
No, I didn't ask. Is something wrong?
If Mayuri comes back here, tell her to call me right away.
Okay.
I better check the lab. We might have missed each other. When I get back to the lab, nobody's there but Daru. Kurisu goes shopping by herself. I call out to him as he's ordering pizza on the computer. Where's Mayuri? Did she come back? Huh? No. Where is she? I take a ball of Dr. P out of the fridge and chug it down. The cold, sparkling liquid wets my parched throat and drives the heat away. Now I can think, but I still can't relax. Every minute, every second is precious. Each moment I waste brings me closer to Mayuri's death. Hey, Okari, why are you so jumpy? Can I call her again? Anybody? Please? I need to find Mayuri.
Isn't she at Lucashi's?
Not anymore. She was gone by the time I got there. I start to pace in irritation.
Maybe she went to see one of her cosplay friends.
What's her phone number?
How should I know?
Damn it. It's easy to forget since she's usually here, but Mayuri and I rarely spend time together outside the lab. May Queen in the shrine. That's about it. I have no idea where else she might go. May Queen doesn't even exist on this world line.
Now that you mention it.
You know something?
I think she said that her phone was about to run out of power. She had to turn it off.
Yet another setback. Not only am I unable to contact her, she might not even notice my phone calls.
Hey, what's going on?
Why are you still here, Daru? I thought I told you to leave. I sit on the sofa. I feel the weight of stress on my shoulders and in my bones.
I'm not leaving without a good reason. Tell me what's going on, man.
They're going to kill Mayuri.
What?
Cern's after us. In 2 hours, their men will break in and kill Mayuri. Get out while you still can.
What? For real?
Can you get in touch with Kurisu? Pass the message on to her.
In 2 hours. How do you know that?
Daru pauses for a moment. He looks towards the development room where the time leak machine is sitting.
No way. You used it.
I nod gravely. I kicked Daru out of the lab and sent him home. He promised to call Kurisu to tell her to stay at the hotel, but a few minutes later she calls me directly and demands an explanation. It takes some effort, but I managed to convince her to do as I say. Now I just need to wait for Mayuri to get back. I thought about looking for her, but it's too risky. We could miss each other like we did at the shrine. Better to wait here in front of the building. While waiting, I try to convince myself that everything will be okay. Mayuri returns to the lab at 6:30. That leaves about an hour before Moeka's attack. In an hour, we could ride the bullet train from Tokyo Station to Shizuoka. Is that the best plan? Maybe we should get off at Yokohama and lay low in a hotel for a while. I can think about what comes next after Mayuri's safe. The timely machine doesn't matter. Moeka can have it. My top priority is to prevent Mayuri's death. Sweat accumulates on my forehead and rolls down my face. Hurry back, Mayuri. Huh? Startled, I turn towards the voice. You! Suzuha and Mr. Braun have emerged from the Braun Tube workshop. I see them lock the door. Guess they're closing up shop. That's right. I forgot about Suzuha.
What are you doing here, Okabe Rintaro?
Nothing. That reminds me. During the attack, she took down 5 armed commandos in the blink of an eye. I still can't believe it. Where does an 18-year-old girl learn to move like that? And then there was her strange behavior immediately before the attack. She left as soon as she heard about the bomb threat, almost as if she knew something was going to happen. And finally, there's that business with her father. Everything about her is a mystery. Who is Amane Suzuha?
Oh, I know. You're getting ready for that party tonight, aren't you?
How did you know we're having a party?
Tina Mayuri, she came here earlier today to invite me over. Hope you got room for more, because I'm...
You can't.
Am I a bother?
No.
It's okay. I understand. I guess I'm still an outsider.
That's not it.
What's wrong with you, Okabe? Let my part-timer join your little club. You're, remember? It's thanks to her belly that I let you off the hook for shaking the building last time.
My belly? Hey!
Suzu has recovered her jacket. She's properly dressed now.
She's got a fine belly. Time will trade.
I'm staying right here, you dirty old man.
The party's canceled. I'm sorry, part-time warrior, but please go home today.
Cancelled?
Yeah, sorry. I attempt to smile, but with little hope of success.
I don't know what's going on, Okabe, but don't do anything reckless.
Huh? It's weird to have him give me advice. I thought he was just a dirty old man who loved CRTs. Maybe he's sharper than I thought. Or maybe he's just telling me to stop shaking the building. I got in a fight with Mayuri. Things are a little complicated right now, that's all. That's the best way I can manage.
Oh, is there gonna be blood?
Blood?
I mean, look over there.
Zua points across the street. I turn to look. To my surprise, there's Mayuri walking up the street with a big bag. When she notices us, she waves her hand with a ditzy smile. We're leaving, now. Mayuri.
Huh? Were you fine? She looks really happy to see you.
I notice Zua and run to Mayuri. The clock on my phone says 6:33.
Hey, where are you going?
I waste precious time talking to Zua. Now I've secured Mayuri. We need to get as far from Akiba as we can.
What's the rush, Karin?
I ignore her question and grab her hand. Run! To the station!
Wait, my bag!
Forget it, just run!
Why?
Run! I can't get the image of Mayuri's death out of my mind. I won't let them kill her. I won't. Mayuri gives no further resistance. She follows obediently, quickly matching my pace. I forget that she's faster on her feet than I am.
Hey, where are we going?
First, we'll head for Tsukuba or Yokohama. I'm already gasping for air. Mayuri, however, might as well be strolling along for all the difficulty she's having. How could she be so dizzy yet so athletic at the same time? The sun is already set, but the sky is still a mix of indigo and orange. We run through the streets lit by dazzling shops. Everything will be fine once we make it to the train. I hold this thought in my mind as we run. I'm already exhausted. Mayuri practically has to drag me along to keep me going.
Should we rest a bit?
No. Stopping until we're on the train. I do my best to keep up the pace.
No, Cream, you're covered in sweat. You shouldn't push yourself. You're not good at exercise.
I do not care. When we reach the station, I realize that something is wrong. The station is packed. Seriously packed. You don't see this many people, even at rush hour. The crowd is milling around the entrance. For some reason, it looks like no one's going in. What's going on here? A protest? Some kind of street performance? I don't have time for this. Just then an announcement plays over the PA. Your attention, please. The Yamanote, Kaihen, and Tohoku and Sobu lines are currently suspended. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience and kindly ask for your cooperation. Finally, I realized my mistake. That's right. Before the attack, the trains were stopped by the bomb threat. No wonder there are so many people standing around. In my haste to flee the city, I completely forgot. How could I have been so stupid?
I wonder what happened.
All the train lines are stopped. We can't escape Akiba. What about the other means of public transportation? The subway or the bus? Should we go to another station? I turn around and head back the way we came, keeping a firm grip on Mayuri's hand. Before we get more than a few steps, a man steps out of the crowd and blocks our way. I realize that we're surrounded.
Okabe
Rintaro? A low voice. A face I've never seen. He's not one of the 5 who broke into the lab.
Oh, Karin, do you know these people?
Mayuri grips my arm tightly as she looks anxiously at the men. Come with us. Who are you? Instead of answering, the man makes a grab for my arm. I jerk away and try to escape, but the men move to block us.
If you resist, we'll kill you.
CERN! There was Moeka! She must have planned for this in advance. A chill runs up my spine. We made a terrible mistake when I hacked into CERN. I realize that now, though it's far too late. Are you going to kill us with all these witnesses around?
This isn't a game.
I feel something cold against my back. I don't realize what it is at first. Then it hits me. A gun. I gulp. My blood goes cold. Am I going to die here? Will my time leaping be here be for naught? No, I can't give up. I won't let Mayuri die. I won't accept that future. How do I get out of this? The crowd at the station is growing even thicker. People are starting to argue with the station personnel, demanding to know when they can go home. The situation is quickly becoming chaotic. Suddenly, a fight breaks out nearby. It looks like some people are trying to shove their way through. This could be our chance. A tide of people surges into us, knocking the man behind me off balance. Now! I quickly turn and strike the man's hand aside. His gun falls away, and the man gets swallowed by the crowd. Run, Mayuri! I grab Mayuri's hand and start running. We have to fight our way through the crowd, but that also thwarts our pursuers. Can I do something? As soon as we reach the main street, we start running back towards the lab. Of course, we can't return to the lab itself. Moega's group will be there shortly. We have to go back further. We need to go back much further. Is the subway still running? If we get on the Suihiro Ocho station, we can take the Ginza line to Shibuya. From there, we can grab a train heading out of Tokyo. I still haven't recovered from my exhaustion. I don't know how much longer I can hold on. We can't stop now. I have to keep running. It doesn't take long before a new obstacle appears. 4 men walking together up ahead suddenly stop and turn to face us. Got a bad feeling about this. They don't look like Otaku. Are they with CERN? My fears were confirmed when the 4 men start walking towards us, arms spread to block the streets. No doubt about it. They're after us too. I turn to flee back towards the station, and there I see the first group of men closing in behind us. We're trapped. Enemies on both sides. Come on, something... There's only one choice. I grab Mayuri and make for the nearby side tree.
Where are we going, Ocarine?
I'm trying to get to Suihiro Ocho station without using the main streets. As we pass UBX, several men on the bridge point at us and shout something. Are they with CERN too? How many men do they have? We turn back and change course. Hey, Mayuri, you're faster runner. So, talking while running uses up all my breath. Swift drips into my eyes, making it hard to see. You, go on ahead. Go to Haridi Shrine in Ikebukuro. We'll meet... Before I finish, I catch sight of another group of men waiting up for us up ahead.
What's going on, Ocarine?
I look back. The group from before is chasing us. We're surrounded by enemies. The familiar streets of Akiba are filled with agents of CERN. I recall what Moeka said.
You have nowhere to run. We have men stationed throughout Akihabara.
Damn it! Despair seizes my heart. Is escape impossible? There's gotta be something. We're just kids playing at science in the safety of our tiny little lab. Our enemy is a multinational conspiracy willing to kill anyone who gets in their way. Were we doomed from the start? No. No matter what, we must get away. Leading Mayuri by the hand, I push my way through the crowd, then jump the fence onto the road. Something strikes me with crushing force, sending me tumbling across the pavement. I come to a stop several meters away. My body is racked with intense pain. A red curtain covers my eyes. I try to brush it off, and my hand comes away slick with blood. I grit my teeth against the pain and lift my head. Mayuri's laying on the pavement a few meters away. I reach out to her. Yuri. No response. Why again? Mayuri is motionless. No. Did the impact kill her? Mayuri. This can't be happening. The car that ran us over, a white van, pulls up. The door opens, and out steps. I stopped them. Kiryu Moeka. Her again. She knew the exact moment to be here in order to run over poor Mayuri. I secured Okabe-kun. I mean, Okabe Rintaro. She's talking to someone on her phone. Has she been tracking us this whole time? Contact the police. Sheena Mayuri is dead. She looks down at me with eyes cold enough to freeze my blood. Why? Why did you kill her? Because he ran. You monster! Mustering my strength, I leap up and throw myself at Moeka. She goes down hard. I hear her head smack against the pavement. Call somebody, please! I stand up and look around. Moeka's dazed and unable to stand, but I see CERN agents making their way towards us through the crowd. I gotta get out of here. I take a step. A sharp pain stabs through my body. The crash must have broken the bone in my leg. It doesn't matter. I have to get to the lab in time leap again. It's the only way to save Mayuri. I look back at the site of the accident. Moeka is slowly regaining her feet, but Mayuri remains limp and motionless on the road. It breaks my heart to leave Mayuri lying there, but I have no choice. I have to go. Back to the lab. Come on. Fighting the pain of my broken leg, I managed to drag myself back to the lab. Surprisingly, CERN's men didn't chase me. Nobody's at the lab when I arrive. Only the lights are still on. I realize that Karisu and Daru haven't returned. I head straight for the development room. I remember to break into the Braun Tube workshop and turn on the 42-inch CRT. My body is drenched in sweat, and I can't stop shivering. Everything hurts, especially my right side where the car hit me. If I'm not careful, I might lose consciousness. My vision is blurry. It's hard to focus. My left arm is numb and can barely move. But still, I force myself to activate the X68000 and input the settings. I'm gasping for breath like a wounded animal. The sound of my heartbeat fills my ears. Mayuri. They killed her again. I failed to protect her. I'm sorry, Mayuri. I'm sorry. Choking back my tears, I frantically pound on the keyboard. Police sirens echo in the distance. Moeka hit Mayuri in front of hundreds of witnesses. They'll probably take her in for questioning. Even if CERN bails her out somehow, she should be stuck for at least a couple of hours. The real problem is her men. Those mercenaries, or whatever they were CERN's hit squad. Why didn't they come after me? It should have been easy for them to catch me, injured as I am. I need to hurry. If they show up here, they'll kill me for sure. Thing's complete. I'll put on the headgear. I'll get blood on it, but that doesn't matter. A surge of anxiety washes over me. What if the time leap fails? What if my memories are corrupted? I might forget who I am. I might lose myself. Should I really use this machine? I have to. No choice. Of course I should. I curse my weakness. Mayuri's dead. Remember? This cannot be allowed to happen. No risk is too great. I will save Mayuri, whatever it takes. I alone have the power to change the past. What am I waiting for? Swallowing my fear, I activate the time machine. Come on. I need more time. Give me like days back. Screeching in my ears, needles stabbing into my brain, 1,000 emotions flooding my senses. The world bends, pulses, and returns to normal. The pain of my wounds has vanished like magic, replaced by piercing pain in my brain. I fight back a wave of nausea and take a stock of the situation. I'm sitting on the sofa with my phone in my ear. Another successful time leap. That makes 3. Looks like the time leap machine works perfectly. I'm sure it would boost Karisu's confidence if I told her. But that will have to wait until Mayuri's out of danger. I stand up and look around the lab. Where's Mayuri? What? Karisu, who was dozing off next to me, wakes up with a jerk at the sound of my voice. Don't shout. I've been working all night, so let me rest a bit. Where's Mayuri?
What's wrong with you? She went to Lucas's, remember?
Damn, she already left! I should call her or send a mail. Come on, pick up! Mari, where are you? Gosh, got her voicemail! Same as last time. Damn, why did I forget? Before I timed I should have asked Mari where she was today. I'm not thinking straight. I have to calm down. Wait. I know. Last time we failed because we went to Akihabara Station. I should have known that CERN would be watching. This time we'll take a taxi to another station, then hide somewhere until things calm down. For now, all I can do is wait for Mari to return. It's driving me crazy. I consider explaining the situation to Kurisu and Daru, but I don't have the strength to do that right now. Besides, I don't want to get them involved. I'll take care of it myself. I won't let any more of my friends die. As before, the Bronze workshop closes early. Mayuri appears as Suzuha and Mr. Braun are leaving. We run through Kanda Myojin's back streets to Ochanomizu station, taking only minimal precautions to avoid attracting attention. We have to get there before the Sobu line shuts down. We manage to make it to the station without being stopped, but when we get there, I see a group of men waiting by the entrance. They look like CERN. Change of plans. We turn around and head for the Shino Ochanomizu subway station. We arrive at the station later than I intended. I don't usually come here, so I got lost. I stare nervously at the platform clock. According to the scrolling display, the Yamanote, Keihin Tohoku, and Sobu lines have already suspended operations. Wait, it looks like the Chiyoda line has too. It must be protocol to assume that nearby stations may be threatened, even the stations on unconnected lines. Damn it! Mary hasn't said a word about my strange behavior. This is the third time I've led her on this escape, but each time she follows me without complaint. Does she really trust me that much? Maybe she can feel my desperation. That's why I want so badly to save her. We've been together for more than a decade. She's like a little sister to me. I'll leap as many times as it takes. Mary tilts her head quizzically. I realize that I'm staring at her.
Ocarine, Miyoshi has a lot of questions, but she'll wait for now. But once it's over, I want you to tell me everything, okay?
Yeah, I promise. Mayuri smiles happily at that answer. That's right. While we wait for the train, I should ask Mayuri about her whereabouts today. If I have to leap again, I'll need all the information I can get. Where did you go after you saw Lukaku?
I got an email from Fubuki-chan. A threat came loose on her costume. I went to fix it.
Where does Fubuki-chan live?
We met at Starbucks at UPX.
So that's where she was. Just an announcement plays over the PA system. The subway is resuming normal operations. About 20 minutes have passed since we arrived. I didn't expect to be stuck here that long, but it's okay. Right now, Moeka should be in Akihabara, heading to the lab. Everything is going to be alright. While waiting for the train, I examined the route map on the station's noseboard. We can transfer to an overland train at Yoyogi Uehara. It'll take a while, but that'll take us all the way to Odawara. Another announcement. Our train is arriving. I can hear the rumbling and see the lights at the end of the tunnel. Myra and I are standing just behind the white line. I reach for her hand, meaning to make a dash for the train when the doors open, but I guess there's no hurry now. I let my hand fall to my side. Empty. The roar comes closer.
About the party tonight.
Myra's saying something. I can't quite hear her over the train.
It got cancelled, but we should definitely...
Mayuri? Who? Suddenly Mayuri disappears. Huh? No! No! There she is, leaning out over the tracks. She's off balance, as if she stumbled or someone pushed her. She seems to hang there for a moment, and then the train comes screaming into the station. What the fuck is happening? Why isn't she allowed to live? I hear a sound from under the train. I can't describe it, but it makes me instantly nauseous. Sparks fly as the train slams on its brakes. The people on the platform scream. I turn to where Mayuri was just a moment ago. There stands a familiar girl. Tiny, adorable, a cute black rabbit pouch slung over her shoulder. Noji Nae. What? She looks up at me. Her eyes are wide. Her lips tremble. Why? I thought Mayuri... I wanted to surprise her. Wasn't... What? She stares at me for a few more seconds, as if waiting for me to say something, then turns and runs away. No. No, no, no. I think I know what this is happening. Wait. What? Don't we have... divergence? It has to stay the same. Only certain things can change. Because divergence has to keep things mostly the same. If that's the case, then is Mayuri just doomed to die no matter what? Platform is in chaos. The PA informs us that there's been a personnel injury incident. Nae's already gone. I don't go after her. Instead, I peek timidly through the gap between the train and the platform. One side of the track is a wash of blood. Sorry, looking at something. My mind is blank. I can't think. I don't even remember how I got back to the lab. Moeka's group should have come and gone, but the time leap machine is still here. I guess I should be grateful. Assuming divergence is keeping things relatively the same, it seems as if Mayuri is almost guaranteed to die to keep things similar, but at the same time, there's always a chance for us to use the time leap. John Titor mentioned that he wants to get 1% divergence. If we can get that 1%, then maybe we can save Mayuri. But I need more. It takes longer than usual to set the machine. For some reason, I have trouble recalling my own phone number. At last it's ready. Now, take me back. I feel like we're just deteriorating at this point. The more we do this, the more it just drives us insane. The leap occurs instantly. Titor claimed that his time machine takes 1 hour of subjective time to travel all 10 years. I don't know if ours has the same behavior, but now's not the time to find out. 10 years. I have no business that far back. Besides, according to Karisu, time leaping too far into the past could cause mental disorders due to the gap between personality and memory.
Juicy chicken number 1.
Mayuri's singing her chicken song, though she's actually eating pre-cooked chicken from the convenience store instead of her usual juicy chicken number 1. I had to switch because she can't warm up frozen chicken in the microwave, which is now a dedicated part of the time leap machine. I was right to come back 5 hours. Mayuri is still in the lab. But what the hell happened back there? It hurts, but I forced myself to recall the horrifying scene. Mayuri died again. This time it happened at Shin Ochani Onomizu Station, a place completely unrelated to the lab or the bomb threat. Nuji Nae pushed her onto the tracks, where the train tore her to shreds. Could Nae be working for CERN too? No, that can't be right. Nae has a habit of jumping on Mayuri in greetings. She was probably just being her usual affectionate self. But why did she choose that precise moment? I don't know. I sense malice. Whose malice? It's like Faye's playing a cruel joke on us. Whatever the case, all that matters now is that I have another chance. I need to act. I have the power to save Mayuri. I will do whatever it takes to find a way. This time, we hail a taxi on Shuodori. It'll be expensive, but that hardly matters now. Sorry. Mayuri comes along quietly. We consider taking her home to Ikebukuro, but Moeka's group might be watching her house. I have no idea where they are at this point in time. Instead, I asked the driver to take us to Shinagawa. However, the traffic is unusually heavy. The driver says it's never been this bad before. It's happening again. There must be an obstruction up ahead. An accident or something. That's the only explanation I can think of. We've made it out of Akiba, but at this rate, it will take forever to reach Shinagawa. I started getting off there and taking the train, but then I remember what happened at Ochano Mizu Station. I have a bad feeling about this. The traffic jam could be CERN's doing. I look out the window and scan the crowd for anyone who might be a CERN agent. 3 hours later, we're still stuck. According to the conversation overheard between our driver and another driver, there's some kind of inspection up ahead. Furthermore, it doesn't seem to be a police inspection, and a small fight broke out on the inspection site or something. To make matters worse, the road has already been closed off and all the cars behind us are being detoured. There are only about 100 cars waiting, but the inspection has been at standstill for 3 hours. This can't be a coincidence. Once again, I feel the malice of fate manipulating the situation. Is Mayuri going to die again? If I'd known it was going to turn out like this, I'd have ditched the taxi hours ago. It's not too late. I should pay the driver and get off right. Fate is laughing. Fate is just really laughing at us, isn't it? Just then, someone knocks on the window. A taxi is stopped in the middle of the road. What's going on? I look over, but before I can say anything, a man opens the rear door and gets in next to Mayuri. He's holding a knife. Another assassin. Mayuri, look out! Before she can reply, the man covers Mayuri's mouth with a large, meaty hand. I try to open my door, but it's locked. Only the driver can open it from the inside. Mayuri opens her eyes wide. Her body twitches. What? It all happens too fast. The man sinks his knife into Mayuri's chest. A bright red spot stains her clothes.
Be quiet, Akabe Rintaro.
Another man gets into the passenger seat. He points a gun at the driver and says something to him. Strength drains from Mayuri's body. Her eyes close slowly. A tear rolls down her cheek. I watch her die inches away, powerless to stop it. I can feel her last breath against my skin. They killed her again. Why? Why? Why can't I save her? Why won't you let me save her? Who decided that Mayuri must die? Moeka? CERN? Or does the world itself wish for Mayuri's death? I won't accept that. I clench my jaw and throw myself forward, driving my forehead into the killer's nose. He falls back. I shout to the driver. Open the door! I crawl out of the taxi and take off running through the traffic jam. We have to go far back. The only way we're going to do this is if we get enough divergence to... I think that's the only way we're going to solve this issue. If we can somehow do what John Tyler said, if we can get past 1% divergence, then maybe we can have a chance at saving Mayuri. And after running for hours, I make it back to the lab. Luckily, the time leap machine is still there. I have to leap again. We need to go as far back as we can. More. Every time we run, Mayuri dies. 6 hours since the past, I clutch my head and rack my brain for an answer. I feel like I've had a dead end. What do I do if we can't run away? Is there no way to save her? No, there has to be a way.
What you talking about?
Mayuri's blank stare is the only answer I get. This time, I take her to the closest police station and beg them to protect her. When asked why, I explain that someone is going to kill Mayuri 6 hours from now, but without any proof of that there's someone after her. They have no choice but to turn us away. It's past 6 by the time we leave the station, and we're left with no choice but to keep running. I wish I could blame my previous failures on bad luck. We could try Ochano Mizu or Shinabashi again, and maybe this time she won't die. But I don't have the courage to try those routes again. At the same time, we can't stay in Akiba. We're running out of options. Subways, trains, taxis, all out. Attempting to escape by those means will get Mayuri killed, so my heart tells me. Perhaps the fear is irrational, but I can't put it out of my mind. I've seen her die a half a dozen times already, shot, stabbed, torn to pieces. I can't go through that again. We take refuge in Yodobashi camera. I thought we could keep hiding there indefinitely. But just after 7, we hear an explosion in front of the station. Yodobashi goes into chaos. Policemen appear and start evacuating the store. When I try to explain our situation, an officer shouts terrorists and pulls out his gun. This can't be happening. This isn't America. Japanese police officers don't shoot without provocation. Mayuri dies. It happened so fast. The policeman shoots her right in the head. I don't know if he was a real policeman or a certain assassin in disguise. It doesn't matter. I can't deny it any longer. The world itself is killing Mayuri. More. Again. This time, I couldn't leap into action immediately. Instead, I sit on the couch and collect my thoughts. Every time I try to save Mayuri, it ends in the worst possible way. To make matters worse, I no longer even know what I'm supposed to be saving her from. Cause and effect. Why does Mayuri die? At first, I thought it was Moeka and her hit squad sent by CERN to steal our time machine. But as I leapt back in time again and again, the cause of Mayuri's death kept changing. Wait, there might be a way. What? At the beginning of the game, we somehow managed to do it with Kurisu, but she stayed alive. How did we do that? How did we prevent Kurisu's death? By the same logic, she should have been she should have kept dying by the same logic. If we can figure out how that happened, then maybe we can save Mayuri. At Ochano Mizu Station, she died because Nai pushed her off the platform. CERN had nothing to do with that. It was an accident. Each time I leap, she dies a different way. What does that mean? I've been thinking for an hour and I'm no closer to an answer. I want someone to tell me, but who can I ask? With Kurisu, it was D-mail. I just want somebody to help. No, there's one more. John Tider. Can I call him now? But he's not replying to my emails anymore, and he hasn't posted on an ad channel in days. I'm not even convinced he's a real time traveler. I decide not to run this time. Instead, I take a different approach. Strike first. I send Moeka an email. I need to talk to you about our time machine. Meet me alone. Designate the roof of Radicon as our meeting place. 2 weeks have passed since the satellite crash, but it's still there and the building's still closed. At least the security is lessened, so it's easy for me to sneak in. Not that there's any sneaking to do, I just walk in through the front door like I belong there. No one questions me. Last time I came here was for Dr. Nakabachi's presentation. Of course, on this world line, the presentation was cancelled. How? Naturally, there's nobody here but me. It occurs to me that this is a dangerous gambit. Moeka might have a gun, but I already know that she's willing to use it. Then, I don't intend to play fair either. We're supposed to meet at 5:30. It's just after 5. I came early in order to ambush her. I hide in the shadows and wait with bated breath. About 3 minutes later, I hear the door open. Moeka makes her entrance, alone. She looks around restlessly. She still hasn't noticed me. I take a gun out of my shirt. It's not real. It's future gadget number 1, the Bit Particle Gun. It's a toy ray gun with a remote control attached. Obviously a bluff, but all I could prepare on such short notice. I run behind Moeka and shove the Bit Particle Gun into her back. Don't move. Hands up. Just like a Hollywood movie. But this isn't a movie. This is real. And she isn't an actress. She's a murderer. After Moeka raises her hands, I feel through her clothes. Sure enough, she's carrying a gun. I take it from her and press it to Moeka's back in place of the Bit Particle Gun. Sorry to disappoint you. First gun was a toy. Fuck. I know you were sent by CERN. How? How? You want to know how? My frustration and rage boiled over. Because of her. Because of her, Mayuri. I came from the future, that's how. You think I'm lying? I repeat the last several hours a half a dozen times already. I've lost count of how many times exactly. And I haven't slept at all that entire time. Strangely, I'm not tired at all. I know what you're planning. Around 7, you're going to stop the trains. Moeka gasps. So it's their doing. I also know that you're planning to attack the lab. You and your men. And then you're going to kill Mayuri. I understand. I'm a time leaper. Moeka nods faintly. I could kill her now. It would be easy. But no. I need information. Who are you people? Rounders. Moeka answers with surprising obedience. I guess she vows her own life, even though she has no problem depriving other people of theirs. Rounders. What does that mean? How are you related to CERN? By email. No, speak! The Rounders are an organization separate from CERN. Covert operations. We don't exist. Like a private army? No. Our mission is to find and acquire IBM 5100s. They send us around the world. We collect them. IBM 5100s. That's right, when I met her, she was looking for an IBM 5100. These days, they're nearly impossible to find. People will pay millions just to own one. Is that because CERN has been hunting them down? How many Rounders are there? Answer me! I don't know. I'm just an agent. So she's not important enough to be told. Was it you who stole IBM 5100? Moeka doesn't answer. Why does CERN need IBM 5100s? To keep hackers out? Maintaining secrecy is the highest priority for CERN. What are they hiding? We already know that they've killed hundreds of test subjects with their time travel experiments. We don't need an IBM 5100 to find that out. Are you saying the IBM 5100 database has information more sensitive than that? I don't know. Because you're just an agent? My tone is sarcastic, but Moeka nods. Damn it! She's useless. Why did you attack the lab? Or rather, why will you attack the lab? Isn't that obvious? Because we hacked into CERN? 3 reasons. First, because of what you know. We were ordered to silence you. So CERN did know about the hacking. Second, for the time machine. The one you made. They want our time machine. Sir must be trying to monopolize time travel technology. Third, the reason it happens today. You plan to make your time machine public. How does she know that? We made that decision right after the time loop machine was completed. That was only a few hours ago. That's why I was ordered to take you in. Take us in! You killed Mayuri! She is unnecessary. Unnecessary. I nearly pulled the trigger. Okabe, Makise, Hashida, you made the time machine. She is expendable. Those are my orders. After you take us in, what then? Sir will hold you prisoner, force you to complete their time travel research. Have you done this before? How many lives have you ruined for CERN's research? I do as I'm told. I was a fool to consider you my friend. I live for CERN. I live for FB. Who's FB? I'll do anything if FB tells me to. FB? Is that the name of her supervisor? Okabe-kun. Is it you? Are you John Titor? What? John Titor? There's no one else it could be. What do you mean? Me? I don't have time for this. I dig the gun to Moeka's back. If you want to live, you'll call your friends. Call FB. Cancel the attack. Moeka shakes her head. I don't have the authority. I don't care. Find some other way to stop the attack. Or otherwise, I'll kill you. I can't do it. I'm not a killer. My hands are trembling. Just like Moeka's were before she shot Mayuri. Why? Why did you kill her? She was hesitating. She didn't want to pull the trigger. But she did. You didn't want to kill her, did you? So why? I... just obey. FB. Then bring that son of a bitch here! Moeka shakes her head again. I don't care about your authority. If you don't do what I say... I can't. I've never... Something hard stabs into my back. A chill runs through my body. There's someone behind me.
Drop the gun.
A man's voice. Is he with Moeka? You lied, Kiryu Moeka! I'm ready to pull the trigger in cold blood. He promised to meet alone! Moeka doesn't answer.
I said drop the gun.
I'll give you the time machine. Just don't kill anyone. Even if you do that. Even though I'm still pointing the gun at her, Moeka stops away and turns to face me. Her eyes are cold. Her expression unreadable. You'll still be held prisoner. Forever. Moeka takes the gun from my hand. I'm unable to resist. Please. I'm sorry about the hacking. Just please don't kill anyone. Something strikes the back of my head. My legs give out instantly, sending me back to the ground. Darkness creeps in.
Target B in custody. Requesting pickup.
Deep down, I knew. I can't save Mayuri. Even if Moeka's group doesn't kill her, someone or something else will. The world itself wants her dead. That is the choice of Steins Gate. Steins Gate? There's no such thing. Those words have no meaning. It's just some nonsense I made up to sound cool. Steins Gate doesn't exist. But fate does. Fate, God, the will of the universe, an absolute force that no one can resist. It exists, and in a sense, Mayuri to death. I wake up in the back of a station wagon. The windows are coated with black film, so I can't see where we are. I feel throbbing pain in the back of my head. My hands are tied behind me. What time is it? How long have I been unconscious? There's a man with me inside the car. I recognize him from a previous time leap. He's the one who stabbed Mayuri in the taxi. The man seems to notice I've woken up, but doesn't speak. He just waves his gun menacingly, as if to say that there's no hope of escape. The dashboard clock reads 7:30. I look out my window again. Through the film, I can manage to make out a street sign. We're close to the lab. Has the attack already happened? Before I left, I told everyone, including Mayuri, to run. If she did as I said, she won't die by their hands. But that doesn't mean she's safe. If I don't do something, Moeka's going to take away the time leap machine. What will happen then? CERN can have the machine if it will save Mayuri. The problem is that it won't. Not when the world itself is determined to kill her. As long as the time leap machine remains in my hand, I can keep trying to fix things. I'll leap again and again until I find a way to save her. But if I lose the machine, then the future is decided. A future without Mayuri. I have to get to it before they do, even if it means I might get shot. As long as I survive to reach the time leap machine, everything will be alright. My bound hands limit me to headbutts and kicks, but I somehow managed to knock down the man guarding me and escape. My chest and neck are covered with blood. I must have been shot during the struggle, but thanks to the adrenaline pumping through my body, I barely feel any pain. I can still move. That's all that matters. I run up the stairs with my hands still tied. I can only pray that I'll be able to operate the time leap machine quickly enough. Mayuri, Kurisu, and Dara were in the lab. And so are Moeka and Renan. When I opened the door and burst in, everyone looks at me in surprise. When she sees my tattered body, Mayuri runs up to me with tears in her eyes. Wait! I try to stop her. In the corner of my eye, I see Moeka take aim at Mayuri. I try to put myself between them. I try to cover Mayuri with my body. But a man grabs me from behind and pulls me back. I watch helpless as Mayuri's tiny body drops to the floor. Her eyes, wide and wet with tears, seem to stare into mine. But I can see that they've already lost their light. She's gone. Again. Again. Again! What happens next is the same as before. Suwa defeats the Rounders, and Kurisu helps me time leap. I feel like I'm going insane just doing this. I can't. I don't want this anymore. A flood of sound beats up on my eardrums. When it subsides, I find myself in the lab. It's just before 5. I have 2.5 hours before Mayuri dies. I find myself staring at the time leap machine. This thing is the reason for Moeka's attack. If only we had never built the foam wave. If only we had never sent those D-mails. Perhaps the future might be different, instead of the nightmare it promises now. Would anything change if I broke it? Just smashed it to pieces right here? In a rush of delirium, I grab a chair and lift it high over my head. Just as I'm about to bring it crashing down on this infernal machine, a voice cries out. Stop, Okabe! What are you doing? Kurisu grabs my arm and pulls back. Are you trying to break the machine? You don't have to break it, Okabe. We already decided not to experiment, remember? Anyway, put the chair down. I lower the chair. Slowly. Not because Kurisu told me to, but because I realized what would happen if I really did break the machine. It caused, or will cause, Mayuri's death. But at the same time, it is my only chance of averting that future. If I lose it, I lose my only hope of saving her. The fear of that outcome stayed my hand. You look pale. What's wrong? Are you listening? I can't deal with this. Not now. Wait! I flee from the lab. I don't have a particular destination in mind. People look at me strangely as I shuffle down the street. I imagine I must have looked like I crawled up from a grave. Soon I get fed up with the crowd around the station and escape to the pedestrian overpass. I get about halfway across the bridge and squat down on the concrete. The giant screen on the UPX building is advertising some gothic punk band. The ticker at the bottom displays today's weather forecast along with the date and time. I realize that today is Friday the 13th. Is there no way to get through today without Mayuri dying? It's already 5:30. 2 hours until the attack. The lights around Akihabara Station turn on one by one as the sun sets. The moe might be gone from Akiba, but the area around the station is still as posh as ever. I don't belong here. The bridge I'm sitting on has become a date spot for couples. I see them standing here and there, gazing at the cityscape with their arms wound around each other. Somehow, they never seem to tire of the dull, unchanging scenery. What am I doing here? Mayuri's about to die. Hey, don't you think you're a little old to be sitting around on the ground in public? I lift my head and see Kurisu standing there. So this is where you went. I've been looking for you.
No.
Christina. What? What time is it now? 5:38. Hey, if you have time to sit around, you can help me with the shopping. Shopping? Oh. Right. Preparations for the party. In the original timeline, I went shopping with Kurisu at the UPX supermarket. And then we talked on this bridge, just like now. Feels like so long ago. Back then, I had no idea what was about to happen. Well, are you going to come along or not? I sigh deeply. I don't believe that it was wrong to time leap. However... Kurisu. I keep my eyes lowered. That's the first time you said my name properly. I feel her eyes on me. Help me. I can't save Mayuri alone. I realize that now. Reliving today, again and again, only to taste the same despair each time, has taught me one important lesson. Alone, I am powerless. Alone, I have no hope. Help me. Tell me what happened. I know you used a time leap machine. What? I look up in surprise. Kurisu doesn't meet my stare. Instead, she leans on the guardrail and gazes down at the plaza with her usual frown. You get a phone call and suddenly you're like a different person. It was obvious. I came from 3 hours in the future. What happened? They killed Mayuri. I lowered my head, trying to hold back the tears. Then I explained about CERN and Moeka, and about how Kurisu herself activated the time leap machine and made this possible. I tell her about my previous sleeps. I explain how the world itself wants Mayuri dead, but I can't save her no matter what. I keep talking for 30 minutes straight. During that time, Kurisu hardly says a word. It's all my fault. Talking to Kurisu let me sort out everything I've done. Everything I've seen. I shouldn't have told Daru to hack CERN. I shouldn't have asked you to build a time machine. I shouldn't have made Moeka a lab mem. Mayuri's death. It's all my fault. That's why I need to bear the burden myself. I was resolved to do whatever it took to save Mayuri, never faltering, never giving up. And yet, my resolve has already crumbled. If you know that Mayuri's going to die, then why are you wasting time here? Priest's tone is haughty. This is how I sound when I'm playing Hugh and Kyoma. I just don't get it anymore. What don't you get? How to save Mayuri. Based on what you said, I guess the chronology conjecture is true. No matter what I do, Mayuri dies. And that's why you keep time leaping. There's no guarantee that the machine is safe, you know. Krisu lowers her gaze and cups her chin, as she often does when assessing a problem. Even if the machine works perfectly, repeated use may have serious side effects. For example, you may become disconnected from causality itself. You need to understand the risk if you're going to continue. Disconnected from causality, meaning? It happens all the time in sci-fi. You become trapped in a closed time loop, never aging, never dying, but doomed to repeat the same day for all eternity. Worst case, you may cease to exist entirely. What? Every trace of your existence will vanish. Nobody will remember you, because your life will never have happened. Leaping through time is that dangerous. Humans are temporal beings. Krisu looks surprised. Heidegger. I was thinking of that quote too. I heard it from you first. When? This isn't the first time I've leaped. Right, of course. Krisu squats next to me, thinking deeply. If what you say is true, then I want to save Mayuri too. But as the co-creator of the time loop machine, I can't recommend its continued use. Will you listen to my advice? I can't do it alone. I don't want to do this alone anymore. This just hurts. It's just the same every time. The same pain. No, it's worse every time. I know that now. I need your help. I have to save Mayuri. I can't do it alone. But together we might have a chance. I need to believe that. Please, lend me your strength. Krisu sighs. You're such a stubborn fool. What you've been through, I'm surprised it hasn't broken you already. Incredibly, she sounds concerned about me. She looks at me for a moment, then turns away as if embarrassed. I'll help. Mayuri's my friend, and a fellow lab man. And besides, I don't want to see you in such pain. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. Remember when I told you about my father? You really helped me out back then. Now's my turn to return the favor. I want to be your strength. Besides, you still have to come with me around to Aomori. She smiles a wry but gentle smile, as if I were her mischievous younger brother. I know you're going to leap no matter what I say. You're a mad scientist after all, and mad scientists play by their own rules. Hey, are you supposed to go wahaha or something? Yeah. Why do I even try? Krisu's right. I'll do anything to save Mayuri. Krisu stands up and looks at her watch. There's not much time. I think you should have a clear plan before trying to change the future again. Meaning? Leap to an even earlier time. Then explain the situation to me again. Krisu's right. My actions so far have been almost entirely random, and look where that's gotten me so far. I need a real plan if I'm going to save Mayuri. Let's go. Krisu stretches out her hand. I grasp it and pull myself up. Mayuri and Daru are already back at the back when we return to the lab. Suzuha is there too. To get rid of them, Krisu and I explained that we forgot to do the shopping, so could they take care of it for us. I have to cough up some money to convince them to go, but it works. I understand why you can't tell Mayuri, but why can't you tell Ashida? I'll tell him when it's necessary. For now, it's not, and I don't have time to explain. While Krisu sets up the work machine, I head downstairs to the Bronze Tube workshop, kick the door open, and turn on the 42-inch CRT. It went more smoothly than I anticipated. It's highly illegal, of course, but I'll leap long before the cops get here. Krisu looks shocked when I return to the lab. You'll threaten the slammer for breaking and entering. In a few seconds, that won't have happened. Kurisu hands me a headgear and I put it on.
そっか。
I see.
あんた
That's
の
how it
主
looks
観
from
じ
your
ゃそうな
perspective.
るわけだ。私の主観だと
What
ど
does
う
it
な
look
る
like
の？
from my perspective?
あんたが飛んだ
What
後
happens here after you leap?
はどうなの？
You'll know soon enough. My consciousness travels to the past. That I know from experience. But what about the body I leave behind? If time is a straight line, then it's likely that the present will be reconstructed based on my actions in the past. But if the many worlds interpretation holds, then after I leave, this world will continue on as if nothing happened. I used to be so fascinated by the structure of the universe. But now, I don't really care. All that matters is saving Mayuri. Kreeser's fingers stopped typing on the keyboard. What's wrong? It's nothing. I was just thinking.
考えたら
Maybe it works like D-mail. The instant we send a D-mail, the present changes around us. Maybe... Thanks to reading Steiner, only I remember what it was like before the change.
その方が
That would
楽だ
make
けど
things easier, though I kind of hope you're
悔しくもある
wrong. Because you can't collect data if you can't record the change. Reading Steiner might be the only way of making this work. Reading Steiner is shown to make huge changes already. It made Lukaku a girl. It saved Kurisu from dying. It changed Akihabara. Or Akiba. If it could do all that, it could save Mayuri as well.
そういうこと。
Exactly. Kurisu nods and begins tinkering with the settings again.
転送先は
I set
5
the
時間前にしておい
destination
た。
5 hours ago. You
つ
should
ま
arrive
り
at
午後
1:40
1時
p.m.
40分くらい。覚えてる？
Leave the time loop
私
machine
が
just
タイムリープ
after
マシンを
2.
完
Do you
成させ
remember?
たのは2時過ぎだった。
For Kurisu, that happened only 5 hours ago. For me, it feels like weeks. Maybe it has been weeks.
時間にル
Nobody
ー
likes
ズ
a
の
man who
男
can't
は
remember
嫌われ
dates.
る。感謝しなさい
Be
よ。
thankful that I made a habit of checking
私
the
は時計
time.
をよく見る
I
癖
have a
があっ
pretty good
て、
idea of what happened
何時に
then.
何があったかは結構
Kurisu
覚え
finishes
てるの。
typing and turns to face me.
いい、岡部。
Listen, Okabe. If you're going to keep using the time leap machine, there's one thing you must
これ
remember.
だけは覚え、携帯電話は
Don't let go of your phone.
絶対に
Ever.
手放さないこ
It's
と。
your lifeline and
それ
your
はあんたの
destination
生命
marker.
線。それさえ持ち
As long
続
as
け
you
てい
keep
れ
it
ば、
with you, you can leap to
どの
any
時間
time
へ
you
も
want.
跳躍はできる。でももし
But if you lose your
手
phone,
放してしまって
if someone else gets a hold of it,
誰かに使われたら、
and if I leap in to that time, my memories could overwrite theirs. I don't want to imagine what might happen next.
あるいは
If it breaks
充電
or
が
the
切れ
battery
たり
dies,
壊されたりした
then
ら
I won't be able to leap to that time. If it breaks, then I can get a new phone with the same number, but there will still be a period of time to which I can never leap.
タイムリープは
The time leap will fail.
成功す。だから
Once
絶
again,
対に
never
携
let go
帯
of
を
your
手放
phone.
しちゃダメ。
Got it.
今日の昼間に
After
タイ
you
ムリー
leap
プした
back
ら
this afternoon,
2
just
時
sit
に
tight and
私が
don't
マ
do
シ
anything
ンを
until I
完成
complete
さ
the
せるまで
time
は
leap machine.
あんたはこれが完成
If
し
you
ないと
accidentally prevent me from clearing the
きっとこ
machine,
の
it
時
will
間
likely
までの
wreak
流
havoc
れ
on
は
the timeline.
大きく変わってしまう。完成したらす
As
ぐ
soon
に
as I finish, declare that we will not experiment, then send everyone else home.
全員、それから
Ask me to stay.
私に
Tell me
声
the
をかけ
truth.
て
If
く
you
れれ
say
ばい
you
い。
came from the future, I'll probably believe
未来
you.
から来たっていう。
How do you know?
私
Who
のこ
knows
と
me
は
better than myself?
私が一番よく知ってる。
Risu grins faintly and stands up after she's done typing.
そもそも
Don't forget,
電話
it
レ
was
ンジ
my
を
math
改良
skills
して
that turned the
タ
phone
イム
wave
リー
into
プ
a
マシ
time
ン
loop
を作っ
machine.
たのはさっき
When you told me that about your time leap,
タイムリープしてきた
I took it as
っていう
proof that my
時は
theories were right.
自
I
分
was
の
happy
理論
it
が間違
succeeded.
ってなか
I
った
really
っ
was.
て思えた。
I didn't doubt it for a sec.
成
It
功
was
して
true
よ
for
か
a
ったっ
second.
て思えた。
I see.
何の疑問もない。念のために
Just to be safe,
キーワ
I
ー
should
ドを
probably
決
give
め
you
て
a
おきましょう。
passphrase.
私の今一
What I
番
want
欲
most
しい
right
も
now
の
is my
は
own fork.
マイフォーク。
What?
あ、いや、
It doesn't mean
別に
anything, okay?
意味なんて。
You want your own fork?
マイスプ
I
ーンは
already
も
have
う
my
持
own
ってるから。
spoon, but wait, that doesn't matter.
そう。はいはい。
Everything's ready. Now
準
get
備
out
で
of
き
here.
た。
I nod and call up the phone wave, name subject to change. Here we go.
気をつけて。
Be careful. And remember,
私は
I'm always on your
いつだって
side.
あんたの味方よ。
Priest touches my shoulder and steps away. Here we go. I lie back on the sofa with my phone in my hand. Needles in my brain. A whining in my ears. Those sensations never get any easier to endure. I look at the clock. It's about 1:45. There's a high school baseball game on the TV. In about 15 minutes, Carissa will finish the time leap machine. All it needs are some final adjustments, so there's nothing for me to do but wait. As the pain in my brain subsides, I realize that my head is throbbing. Why? Oh, I remember. Right before this, I had an argument with Mr. Braun in which he introduced his fist to my skull. Myri is at her sewing machine, working on her costume. Dora's at his computer, collecting moe artwork from the internet. Carissa is in the development room, upgrading the time leap machine. I sit, motionless as the minutes tick by. Suddenly, the sound of the sewing machine stops.
Can you come here?
Myri shows me her costume.
Can you hold this for me? Spread out like flat.
Myri, say it again.
Stop! Stop it, perv. Follow Myri's directions and spread the costume out by the sleeves.
Okay, thanks.
Myri looks a little tired. She was working on this costume all night. But then she smiles, brighter than the sun.
Alright, all done.
I said something here, didn't I? What was it? I can't remember.
I finished before Christian. And we were racing.
You win, Myri. Congratulations. But I'm finished too. Carissa finishes connecting the two cords she's holding. Complete. Alright, that's my cue. We're not experimenting. Huh? Crap, was that too soon? I just finished and you're already shutting it down? What have I been doing these past 3 days? Time leaping presents a host of problems. I want to consider them all carefully. Huh. That's an unusually respectable opinion coming from you.
Problems? I thought it was done.
I'll explain later. Everyone's tired, so let's go home.
We're not going to have a party to celebrate?
We'll do that another day. I managed to convince Dara and Myri to leave. I lent Myri my phone charger since we use the same brand of phone. That's not good! No! Carissa tries to go home too, but I quietly keep her back. What? Are you upset? Yeah. Probably because I shut her down right after she finished the time leap machine. She'll feel relieved later, but only after she has time to fully consider its implications. I came from 5 hours in the future. Carissa spears me with a piercing glare. Is that supposed to be funny? Her narrowed eyes make me believe that looks can kill. Don't glare like that! That isn't right! You're supposed to believe me! What makes you think I believe something like that? You told me so! 5 hours from now, okay? Don't be ridiculous. I would never make such a baseless projection. I'd like to have a word with future Karisu. If this is how you're going to be, then you leave me no choice but to quote you word for word. When I told you about my time leap, you said I took it as proof that my theories were right. I didn't doubt it was true for a second. Don't forget, it was my mad skills that turned the phone wave into the time leap machine. I don't talk like that. What you want most right now is your own fork. What? Carissa's face suddenly turns red. You already have your own spoon, apparently. She said that. I'm gonna kill myself 5 hours from now. What? She appears genuinely shocked for some reason, but I'm pretty sure she believes me now. It feels like someone peeked in my heart, and that someone is Okabe of all people. What do you think I'm going to do? But I think I believe you. Tell me the details. I explain everything to Karisu again. I'm able to organize my thoughts better since this is my second time. I see. If what you say is true, then we have a serious problem. There are 5 hours until Myri's death. We need to come up with a plan before then. Future me said that chronology protection conjecture holds, but I don't think that's quite right. That conjecture says that, according to quantum theory, that time travel is impossible due to the danger of disrupting causality. But when you time leap, there's no chance of a time paradox occurring. Two of me don't exist at the same time, and I can't bring anything with me to the past. All that changes are the memories stored in my temporal lobe. So at the very least, time leaping can't cause a grandfather paradox. So I was right. The universe itself is censoring me, correcting any changes I try to make. If that's true, time leaping can't save Mayuri. Nothing you do will change the result. Then we have the result of D-mail. That's the only thing that's worked so far. I can't accept that. Neither can I. The world is trying to kill Mayuri? As a scientist, I refuse to believe such nonsense. What about the many-worlds interpretation? I just need to observe the world where Mayuri doesn't die. The many-worlds interpretation... That might have something to do with how Mayuri's means of death keeps changing. But it's supposed to be impossible for parallel worlds to observe each other. Why are you different? Because of my Esper power, reading Steiner. This is no time for your Chunibyo nonsense. Listen, at first it was Chunibyo nonsense, but even you can't deny that it's real at this point. There's no other explanation. You've mentioned the reading Steiner thing before. Are you actually serious? Why would I make something like that up? Our D-mail experiments prove that I can somehow perceive changes in the timeline when they occur. It's an ability only I can possess. I don't know, but I don't want to rely on something that may not even exist. Anyway, you can't even control which possibilities you observe. Even if the many worlds interpretation holds true, it's unreasonable to expect that you'll ever find a world where Mayuri doesn't die. Wait, we're not getting anywhere. Instead of analyzing what I've done, let's think about what we can do. Time leaping won't change the result, I just said that. But D-mail! Then what do we do? Calm down. How can I calm down? Do you know how many times I've seen Mayuri die? Covered in blood, gasping for breath, the light fading from her eyes, again and again and again. And all I could do was watch. I hear my teeth grinding in my skull, recalling that despair, that feeling of utter powerlessness. Makes me want to lash out at everything within reach. Getting emotional won't solve anything. You're only calm because you weren't there! True. I don't know what happened 5 hours from now. To be honest, it doesn't feel real at all. But it's not like I don't believe you. You have to stay strong, Okabe. Carissa passed my arm. Her hand is warm and her touch is gentle. How American of her. Sorry. She's right. Getting emotional won't solve anything. I need to calm down. Calm down. What I don't understand is how the cause can change, but the effect can stay the same. It's like causality itself is broken. Maybe Kiryu Moeka shooting her isn't the real cause of her death. Maybe it's something larger and less obvious. For example, maybe she dies because we invented a time machine, or because CERN discovered our hacking. If that's the cause, then it doesn't really matter how she dies. Causality remains intact. Can that theory explain why Nai pushed her in front of the train? Oh, right. Anyway, the principle of causality is absolute. Deny that and you deny all of physics. There must be a distinct cause for Mayuri's death. So if we figure out what it is, then maybe we can save her. Not necessarily. What do you mean? Hey, for stream layers. Actually, now that you mention it, I think now's a good time for me to end anyways, because I think I need an emotional break before we get into any more chaos. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and end it here anyways. But my goodness, my eyes hurt after all that. But hopefully we'll figure something out. This game is doing gut punches at this point. But we'll figure it out. In the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all later. Peace.